fields with like tunnels.
That sounds really cool.
It was really awesome.
That's good to know. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for your suggestions, Bob and Wade. The luck of the dice has dictated my future. But hey, you know, it'll turn over in a few months. I'll be over whatever that is, and then I'll be on to the next thing. And I've got a list of things to be on to next. In all honesty, it's probably going to be 3D printing, because now that you reminded me about it, Bob, I'm looking up the new advancements, and I'm like, there's really cool home resin printers now that you can do lots and lots and lots of stuff, and then you cure them in UV, and then they're basically, you know, solid as steel. John, he is obsessed with like metal sintering. He's like yearns for the day, but those I think are a little too pricey and dangerous, because the metal powder, if you breathe it in, you're gonna get lung death. It's very bad. I thank you. Follow the podcast. Be sure to do that, or else this podcast will fail, and then all of these laughs will be lost to the ether forever and ever. If you don't follow it, we die. Anyway, bye. Podcast out.
I've been needing more art in my bedroom and recently painted this canvas. However, I wasn't quite sure
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to the Scrapyard. This episode, Key Mark mentions a murder and upgrades of Dr. Frankenstein. Before Bob gives a friendly fridge update, suggests slicers, manual mandolins, Gearing Logan head, and nutrition ninja. Well-endowed Wade, citrusy canine, proposes flower poses, gummy golden, total tools, and the stock special. From listener lethality to pulloiding a girl's penis. Yeah. It's time for Mark of Theseus. Now sit back and prepare to be dissected and enjoy the show.
Greetings. I don't know about the beginning of that. I thought you said poopy everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Distractable. My co-host and naughty friend. That brings you weekly, bi-weekly,
Die-weekly, definitely.
the threat. You don't enjoy, you don't follow, you die.
Die-weekly, deceased monthly, pass semi-annually.
It's actually pronounced distractable. People have been getting it wrong this entire time.
Finally, we're really knowing the secret.
There's many secrets, many Easter eggs. No one found them. Or the prizes that are connected to them.
I'm honestly surprised the subreddit's not just blowing up. We overestimate them.
They're ignorant, but it's okay. I'm Markiplier. Because I won last time, and that means I have to subject these two wonderful, beautiful competitors to my whims.
I know you said nice things, but I was fully prepared to be offended by your descriptors of us, and I'm taken a little aback.
You can be offended.
I don't think that's appropriate. You were very nice.
Thank you. You got a nice point.
I wasn't listening. Do I get a point for obliviousness?
Yep, Oblivion point. I'll give you that.
Great game. Needs a remake.
I don't know if it needs a remake. I don't know if that was a great game.
Not great game. Don't play it, but great game.
Morrowind, I think, was a great game. Oblivion was just, man, it's a cousin at the family reunion you don't want to talk to, you know. Looks odd.
But there's so much funny shit if you're willing to put hundreds of hours into it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Also, I really should have brushed my teeth, man. I just ate orange chicken and I can still see it. My teeth are very orangey. Yum.
I haven't eaten anything. I'll tell you what, though. I've been doing, like a high-protein diet.
It's smart. I haven't eaten
anything. Not? Because I've been cutting on carbs a lot. Not to talk about diet. Like, I'm sorry for everybody who doesn't like us talking about diet, but this...
I like it.
Not eating carbs is really good for your teeth. Like, my teeth feel healthier. It's something about how carbs and sugars just kind of ferment in your teeth. And if you're not super careful about flossing and brushing all the time, it can catch up to you. And so not eating that has actually been quite good for my teeth.
I always speed on the highway so nothing catches me.
You don't have a car.
Yeah, man.
I give you a line point.
I was just imagining you running.
You get up now.
Funny story about that. I think this is the first time we've chatted since Thanksgiving. It's been a minute. So apparently there was, I don't know if it's a TikTok thing or if it was just one-off, what it was, but my nephews over on Thanksgiving were showing me something on their phone where there was like an uncle race, like the family uncle race. The 4 old dudes got into a line and started running, and like one of them stopped immediately, one of them like fell over, one of them kind of just veered off to the left, and one of them kind of like to the finish line. My nephews were like, "We need an uncle race," and my brother was like, "No." I was like, "I'll uncle race." And they're like, "Well, there's no one else to race." So what if I race you? They're like, "Uncle Wade, we don't want to put you to shame." We lined up and I beat those little shits. I fucking outran every single one of them. I still got it.
That's because kids don't have any idea what age really is. So you versus a 90-year-old man is basically the same in their mind. So
35, I still got it, man. I'm still in my prime.
there's people that go to the Olympics at that age. You are the only one who's trying to downplay our glorious age of 35.
I'm up. I just said I want to race. What do you mean downplay? I'm saying I'm awesome.
Yeah, but you're saying it in a way.
For our age, I'm awesome.
There we go again.
What?
You're qualified. Why are we qualifying?
You have to qualify to go to the Olympics too. Aren't some people go to the Olympics? It's okay for them.
Those words are technically related to each other. Yes.
Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Bob, how's your life?
Good. Really good. I've been sick for a month and a half straight.
That's great, man.
I've been sick. Manny's been sick. Baby's been sick. Turns out Baby's just bringing all kinds of little everything because he has no immune system, and then everyone passes it around because we all, we hang out a lot. James got sick first a while back in October, and then I got sick, and then Mandy got sick, and then Mandy kind of stayed sick, and then I kind of got better, and then James almost got better, but then he got more sick, and then he kind of got me sick again, and I think I just got Mandy sick again. We've all just had like a cough and a sore throat and a stuffy nose for like a month and a half. It's good. It's going good. Also, I think I shortened my life accidentally by about a decade because I installed a handrail on our front porch. We have concrete steps up to the front of our house, and there's no railing or anything on our porch. It's like super dangerous. And so I was putting a handrail in, and to do that I drilled into the concrete. After I did all this, you're supposed to wear like an N92 kind of mask for particulates, because when you drill concrete, it makes like really fine mesothelioma type dust. Mesothelioma. And while I was doing it, I was like drilling, which hammer drilling concrete, very unpleasant. It's literally like for like millimeters at a time. And while I was doing it, I had that moment of like, oh well. And then I kept going, and I did that for about 4 hours. I'll probably die soon of lung debris or whatever you get from concrete dust. That's good. Going good. Everything's great over here.
Good. I wonder why you're sick for a month and a half. I have no idea.
Can I ask for specific small talk from Bob?
Yeah, it's called a question, and conversations that usually,
Well, I'm not one in a long time, so the things I used to take for granted, I don't know anymore. It's been a while
That was
since
a
I've been on the
waste.
winner's podium.
I'll give you a pedantic pointer.
Bob, how was your Thanksgiving? Because the last we talked, your fridge situation was less than ideal.
That feels like it was so long ago now.
It was last week.
It feels
It was last week as of today.
Well, it was at least 2 or 3 weeks this episode aired. It was at least 3 weeks ago.
I told the whole story. Best Buy totally screwed us over. But we went to another local place on Tuesday afternoon. We went to this place, picked one out. On Wednesday afternoon, they came, they installed that bad boy. It was cold that evening. That fridge made ice by the time guests were arriving the next day for Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that local store, which the name of which I can't remember currently, it's like Appliance Factory mattress outlet. The guys that worked there were super nice. Literally, when we got there, there was a truck loading that was about to leave, and we talked to the guy. We were like, we need this like for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, or tomorrow's the day before Thanksgiving. We have no fridge. Can you help us? And he was like, hey, Gary, like, just wait a minute. Just like hang out in the back, okay? Take a break. I'll hold the truck here, and if you guys decide to buy this fridge, we'll put it on that truck, and it will take it out to like the warehouse, and then they'll deliver it to you guys tomorrow. And they did, and it worked. We literally bought it. They did. It was great. Great service. And the dude texted me every step of the way. He texted and was like, hey, did the delivery guys reach out to you? Yeah? Okay, good. Hey, did they show up? Yeah, they're at your house now? Okay, great. Couldn't be better.
So you're saying the lesson here is that sometimes small operations are much better than giant corpos?
Dude, every day for the rest of my life is going to be Small Business Tuesday or whatever the hell that's called. Honestly, they had a big showroom. It was a very nice store. It's not like it was a mom and pop place, but it's a local place. I'm down to give my money to a local business 100% of the time from here on out because the big box stores have never done a good thing to me. Unless I'm going in and grabbing the product myself, they've always been terrible.
If our ratings start to slip next year, though, you got to go back.
Oh yeah, no, I'll totally recant all that. I'll do anything for a sponsor, don't worry.
Oh, I was thinking more for content, but sponsor too, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, whatever. I guess content, but I mean, we could stage all kinds of stuff for content.
Every time you pass an alley and someone goes, "Want to buy a fridge?" You gotta go in there for the content, man. You just gotta.
Just have a basement with like 8 fridges in it. Can't stop.
That'd actually be really cool if a guy did that and like opened up his jacket and he had like little models of fridges. And he's like, "Yeah, which models do you like? What are you looking for?" And open the little tiny models. They were just tucked in his jacket.
I mean, it could work.
And what, it turned out he's totally legit. You go into his dark alley, and then you pick one, and he pulls out like a clipboard with a bunch of paperwork, and he's like, "All right, well, we can get this delivered to you in about a week."
I want to be Alley Trench Coat Fridge Guy now.
Do you want to sign up for the Alley Appliance Store Rewards program? It's free to sign up, and there's just you'll get some emails. It's helps you, helps us.
20% off this fridge right now.
Well, good. I'm glad, Wade, you asked Bob about that fridge update. I gave him the point for that.
Thank you. I totally forgot we hadn't resolved that. I can't believe that.
It's been a while since we talked, a long time.
Speaking of catching up, did you guys see the news story about the United Healthcare CEO?
I did.
Did you see simultaneously there was a story coming out where Blue Cross Blue Shield was going to change their policy about covering anesthesia during procedures?
What a coincidence.
I did see that. Interesting thing. Today, I saw that they decided not to go through with that.
Yeah, they were going to make it worse for people, and today they're like, what if we don't do that? It's like, what a weird coincidence. And we live in wild, scary times, man.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, there was someone that shot the CEO of United Healthcare. We do not condone that in any way, shape, or form, but at the same time, one of the commonalities that I see online is that no one seems to be surprised.
People aren't even upset.
It is interesting. You see a lot of stuff. Even we don't really talk politics, but even earlier this year, Trump during the campaign was shot at and grazed by shrapnel or bullet or whatever it was. He is possibly the most divisive thing in our country, and even that people were like, "Well, guys, violence. Come on now. Like, this is not the way. Go vote, And then the United Healthcare CEO, and literally, I'm struggling to find online people being like, violence is not the answer. Everyone is kind of like, ooh.
The most common response I saw was, how many people died to your policies? It's like, Jesus.
No, I mean, it's really fucked up that he died and he's a person, but also the sentiment online about it is telling, I think, to the state of things.
The sentiment boils down to, from what I see, is well, 2 plus 2 equals 4 in this scenario. You can see where the to this point.
Definitely,
and so that's basically the most even opinion I've seen. But this does bring me to another conversation that I've been thinking about, because what better time to take advantage of the
everybody say it pops straight up on the top of their phones and stuff
that we're going to get from our health insurance
Everybody.
And have an opportunity to improve our lives forever.
Are we selling distract assurance?
No, welcome to the Mark of Theseus. The Mark of Theseus.
It does sometimes, but not always.
That sucks for me.
You look very derisive in your drawing.
Dude, I'm seeing you guys in like 180p, so that's not derisive.
No, it's not. You can see it. You can tell.
So I have a blank slate because I want to do a top-to-bottom replacement of almost every part of me, because I think it's just time to
And
read
if they're
from
all saying that, then where are the
So,
likes?
how this is going to
Are
work
they hating
is
too?
I'm going to propose one of my many body parts. Many
Thoroughly
body parts
discuss
that I
that
have
all the time.
for upgrade. And I want you two to propose what upgrade that part is going down. And I will pay whoever is more enticing of an upgrade for the new me that is going to be me in the future, and then whoever gets that spot will get that point, and then at the end of it, I will be a whole new me. And will I be the same me?
Do we have any like budgetary restrictions or anything, or is it just the sky's the limit?
Insurance will cover it now.
Things really are changing.
What an inspiring episode. Yeah, let's do it. What's this episode called? God Bless Health Insurance
No,
Company.
Mark of Theseus. The Mark of Theseus.
Are you sure it's not called the body of Marcius? No, that doesn't work. That's way worse, actually.
The ship of Marky.
Mark's parts.
It's
With the band and Theseus all together.
Oh, man, but people won't click on that.
No, yeah, we gotta clickbait it a little bit.
Mark's parts. Parentheses. Yeah, ship of
That's
Theseus stuff.
All right. Wade, you're going to go first for reasons I can't explain. Pick a part, and we're going to start with that, and you're going to present something. Or
Look how cute I am.
You pick a part, Bob has to go guess first or say what it is.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I literally
Okay.
cannot see the drawing, but
Are you familiar with the human body?
I'm
I was
I'm
about
just
to get
telling
mad
you
'cause
right
I
now,
messed
you guys
up my
have been
thing,
kinda
but
coming in a little rough for me. So
pretty
I
good.
don't
That was
know.
nice.
Let's go with is left shin. Is that marked specifically? Is that a knee?
It's a leg.
Just the leg itself?
It's just a leg, man.
Listen, man. Everyone watching this is gonna see the drawing and understand. It's censored for me. The whole thing is like it's behind a censor bar. So I'm doing my best.
It is a few pixels short of PS3 era graphics for us, but
Specifically left leg. I did separate the body out. If we run out of time, I'll start smashing bodies together and we'll just assume it's the same. Left leg.
all right. Left leg. I mean, this might be controversial, and I'm gonna have to sort of describe this for you, but I feel like you seem like a right leg guy to me. Like if you're kicking something, you need your right leg. That's a right leg activity. So left leg is really sort of second fiddle, and I feel like you
How
can
the hell do
upgrade
I
that
turn this
substantially
around?
if you
Okay.
replace left leg with you know those
I'm
Segway
learning.
wheels where you stand on it and you can like it's like a one wheel almost, but it's like you replace your left leg with some kind of wheel based traversal instrument where it's like you could just pick your right leg up and you become like a wheelie man. You know, you get the wheels. What's that guy, the duck guy who has the wheel legs?
Oh, yeah, what is... yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Duck Man. Space Duck
I have
Man.
an
Space Duck Wheel.
arcade.
Space Duck Wheel. Duck Wheel. Duck Wheels. Ooh. You know?
Oh, yeah. And then he dives into the pile of coins? Right.
Alright, so, wheel. I think he's Boyle. At first, I was saying, you're a right leg guy, so you know your left leg should be
That's a
slowed
rainbow
on your
mode.
right leg.
No, I just say you don't need it for as much. So the wheel, it takes away some of the functionality that your left leg currently has, but your right leg really is the one you need for that. It's like a powered, like self-balancing, gyroscopically stabilized wheel system. It's like a whole thing.
That's important. Okay, alright. Wade, what do you think? Counterpoint to that.
All right, left leg. So we know you're a right leg guy. You kick with your right leg. We accept that. The left leg is kind of a plant leg, but your plant leg's important, so you need to be made out of something sturdy. I'm thinking a power line, like a power pole that has electric wires going to it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking ahead here. You might need some extra juice for the future, or for future projects and endeavors. You can never have enough power. If there's one thing I've been maybe fighting with these monitors is power. You've got the servers, solar panels, power. So why not have a leg that's already hooked up to juice some more power in?
He's hooked by power cables into the power grid already and permanently, or
Not necessarily hooked in yet, but he can hook in, and he's got the cables ready to go.
he can be connected.
It's like a big power strip.
But also it's a big metal or wooden, like, just power pole.
And it's strong.
Is it leg length or is it power pole length?
I think that's going to depend on what we do with the right leg. We'll have to plan out the right leg and figure out length accordingly, because we want them probably to be even, unless you and I are really mean, which we might be.
Oh, no, you know what? I see what you're doing. You're pandering here. You're telling Mark in a backhanded way that he could be much taller with your power pole legs.
Is that true, Wade? Is that true? Should I be?
Could be.
Love it, take it. I'll take it. 100%. Here's what I'm thinking. He's got a point. I need to plan for the future. I might as well start from a powerful stance, both in terms of stability and power ability. For some reason, I'm going with powerful.
Despite the other suggestion being obviously superior in many listable ways.
The other one could be a wheel.
decided. But you're a right leg guy.
It's gonna be really fun if we go to right leg and I'm like wheel and that wins.
I'm shocked that this isn't just a battery, but at the same time, that could be dangerous for all I know. So, power pill's much safer.
Yeah, man, you got a torso for that too.
You're right.
Oh my god, this is insane. More extensions and
In this black card, you can bring a friend anytime. It's enjoy today. Get all the perks with the PF black card for $1 now and $29.99 a month.
Alright. Bob, would you like to pick a body part?
Yes. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is left nut and right nut separated out?
Yes, they are separated, yeah.
Let's go right nut.
Right nut, okay, alright. Right nut. What do you got for my right nut?
Oh man, well based on the fact that's the first time I've seen the drawing and I wasn't prepared for this, let me think.
Don't you know what a human body is comprised of?
I'm gonna be blown away with every part I learned about today.
Where's the pee hole? Where's that come out? I think we talked about that once.
That's true.
I'm gonna go with a gumball.
Expound?
1, it maintains current shape, fits the form, doesn't result in children. 2, emergency snack. 2, you got a gumball. And if there's one thing I've learned from being a fucking student, it's that gum under desks lasts forever, so that gumball will be good and ready.
So you can put it back. You can just keep chewing it and putting it back.
You can mold it back into a circle. It might be a little bit misformed, but yeah, you can put it disformed. You can put it back. I'm thinking gumball.
Yeah, say no more.
The amount of gum that I know Mark chews at a time, putting literal multiple packs into his mouth all at once to get the gum satisfaction that he seeks, he's gonna need a big left nut to compensate for how big that gumball's gonna have to be.
Oh, you think Mark doesn't have big cojones right now?
I don't know if his nuts are currently big enough to satisfy his gum lust, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He also didn't eat today, and he could have had gum.
These are all mysteries that no one will ever know. So, I'll just get on past some of those questions and get down to the suggestion.
Well, you can't. You didn't take the wheel.
What do I do here? Right nut? The one I picked?
Right now, what'd you pick?
I did that. This might be more niche than I'm thinking it is, but it also just creates a lot of opportunities. You're not a big gambler, which sort of helps with the setup for this. It would be impossible for anyone to really challenge you because it'd be a kind of a weird thing to check. It looks like a right nut, but what it actually is a card dispenser that dispenses royal flushes into your pants. And so whenever you're playing poker, if you go to the casino, you're playing with your buddies or whatever, it's discreet, it's under the table. You just need to get like a special pair of pants or work on, maybe wear shorts or something. You can develop your sleight of hand abilities, and your right nut could help you win a lot of money at card games.
How good does your sleight of hand have to be? Be like,
That's the thing, is you gotta shimmy it down your pant leg, or it's not just a direct reach and pull,
Is there a printer so you can match the back of the cards?
It's quasi-supernatural. The cards are always the correct kind of cards. Wow.
Okay, wow, that's really...
A 3D printer right nut, I wouldn't have expected.
You said there were no limits. I'm assuming with enough time and money, such a testicle could be invented.
My health insurance will cover it. That is much more useful than a gumball. The subtlety of a printer in my pants going...
You just have to, time a sneeze or something. I don't know. Every time you play poker, you're just like... Guys, that cough like that every hand, it seems like. It's crazy.
And then they're gonna fold because they're gonna pick up on his tail. Every time you do that, you've had a great hand. I fold.
Every time you do that, you have 5 of a kind. What the fuck even? What are we playing?
I think that's... okay, if it doesn't help for gambling, I get banned from Vegas. It's a great magic trick, so I'm gonna go with the quasi-supernatural...
Don't make mistakes.
Card nut.
Yeah, he already missed out on wheels, so he's making up for it.
Yeah, I got power pull, I don't regret that yet.
Not even renewable energy, Mark. You're just gonna wire yourself into the same coal-choked grid that everyone else.
You don't know what my head's gonna be. You don't know what it's gonna be.
That's true. That's true. That's true. There's a long way to go.
All right, we're making blazing progress.
All right, we're gonna go left arm.
He loved the lefties. He's lefty Wade.
I didn't pick left the first. Did I? Did I pick left leg? I didn't pick left leg.
Yeah, you picked left leg to open this.
There's only been one choice.
Well, God, no, I made gumball. I made powerful.
Left arm. All right, this might be controversial. We all know I really like TikTok, and I've been watching a lot of TikTok. And if there's one thing that I know to be a fact of life, it's that sometimes you need to eat an entire cucumber. And for that reason, I propose that your left arm be replaced with that thing you can buy on the TikTok shop, where it's like a mandolin, but you crank it and you shove the cucumber in, and it slices it into little slices. It's also a cheese grater. It comes with different inserts. It's a multiple use tool.
Okay.
Left arm as seen on TikTok.
Are you unfamiliar with the sometimes you need to eat an entire cucumber? Let me show you how.
I've been off TikTok for a bit. I've been on YouTube Shorts.
You guys are missing out. Would recommend.
It was destroying my brain. That's why I stopped.
Well, the cucumber guy. He makes a lot of really good, authentic Korean food. I think he lives in Korea. It's very cool. He's like an American kid who lives in Korea. It's fascinating. He makes delicious looking snacks. And he goes to 7-Eleven, and Korean 7-Eleven looks fucking awesome.
Oh, Korean convenience stores are awesome.
It looks amazing.
Okay, that's gonna be tough to beat. Probably Wade, left arm.
Like a long, normal arm-sized electronic component that ends in a multi-tool, like Planet Crafter
Okay, so
style,
don't use
where you can like put in an input and it will
I can
craft.
work with
It's
it.
almost like a 3D printer, almost like your nut will be. But the multi-tool is used also for like defense. It can shoot like lasers. That way, if you need to defend yourself, or about kicking your power pole leg, or planting it. We don't know what your right leg is going to be yet, so you might have some defense there. I don't know. Think about the possibilities of just having the multi-tool built in. You don't have to carry it on the like, oh, where did I put my multi-tool? And you've got the leg to power it right there, left arm.
The leg doesn't generate power. Hang on. Let's be clear.
That's true.
And
The leg is a wooden pole with wires on it.
oh, there'll be a battery. I will stuff that in there somewhere. We're getting a battery in this, man.
Okay, well now we're just writing checks our body can't cash here.
Yeah. So don't leave me high and dry. This is a new me, and you guys are responsible.
Well, how are we powering the cucumber slicer? You gotta have some power somewhere.
It's hand crank. It's not. It's old school. It's literally manually powered.
This is 2024. We don't need to manually do anything.
Yes, we do. If you need to eat a whole cucumber, you just manually do it. What do you mean?
Or you swallow it whole. What if we give him no gag reflex?
I can only hope. All right, so Wade, your idea is very ambitious, but it's really non-specific. If you'd have said like Inspector Gadget Arm, I might go for that.
Well, have you played Planet Crafter? You know what the multi-tool is capable of?
I don't remember what that game was about. So unfortunately, I don't know that reference. I don't know what exactly it is. I can't risk that, but I love Mandolin multi-cooking tool. It's like a multi-cooking tool with blades, and I know blades work, versus obscure multi-tool, and I could always still just hold a multi-tool. So I'm going with the Mandolin arm.
Your body, man. I won't fight you too hard, but you're wrong.
Well, I'll fight. Once I get my mandolin going, you better watch out about it.
Yeah, you're not going to want to fight up here in another couple, 10, 15 minutes. You're going to watch out.
All right, multi-mandolin. All right, we're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit.
I want to go big. I know what I want.
Yeah, what do you want?
Head.
Head, okay. Head.
Is it head or brain?
It's kind of just head. I thought about doing brain, but head. Eyes, nose, and mouth are separate, and hair is separate, but head. Wait.
Looking at the name.
The head is where your mouth and your eyes are. Wait. For you in more detail if you would like. You know where you don't have hair? That's the head.
Thanks, man. Okay, we're replacing your whole head. I'm assuming there's other small things on there to put on the head, right? So don't have to worry about your eyes and stuff.
Yeah, because the eyes, nose, and mouth are separate. So ideally, your proposal allows for those to still, but does not encompass those. So do not include the eyes, nose, or mouth in your suggestion for the head. Head could include brain and whatever else is in there. Who knows? Mystery, but head.
All right, I got the answer. We're gonna replace it with a Lego block.
One big one?
Like one big Lego block that's got multiple holes and stuff on it, right?
If Bob wasn't here to save your suggestions, because I was thinking tiny little Lego. Thank God he said big.
I was going to specify here.
I don't know if you were. I don't know.
I am going to specify, but I had to let you guys hear the genius before I expounded.
I won't talk. Genius all over me. Let's do it.
The Lego block, right? And I don't really care if it's one big one. I was thinking one big one, you can make it out of little ones, I guess. But what you need to have is you need to have room for the inputs, so you can have the holes and stuff for your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, whatever. Also, Lego block allows you to change out hair whenever you want, because there's just you can have kind of whatever appearance you want. You can even change Lego block heads out. Lego blocks allow you to have basically any appearance you want. And you can put anything into those holes, whether they're Lego or not, so that way you can have the inputs for whatever we decide for eyes, nose, mouth. On top of that, if someone steps on your head, dude, they're not going to want it. They're going to feel that pain. Your head, impervious to damage. All it does is inflict pain.
You're right. He's 100% correct about that.
Rest my case.
I guess that's hard to argue with. Okay, are you done? Is that it?
Is that it? Yeah, man, I'm done with my checkmate.
Okay, get ready for this one. This is out there. I'm pushing the limits.
Okay.
We're going to replace your head made out of Wolverine-style self-replenishing adamantium. You get the same head, same shape, same bits.
That's a lot of mid-face, man.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on. What the hell, man?
It's just, and it's not any of the rest of you, to be super clear. This is not a thing where I'm going to build this in. It's just from the neck up. You have Wolverine, adamantium, skeleton, self-regenerating magic head.
Now, I really got to weigh these two suggestions against each other. You know, that was a really good one.
Lego block is pretty much the best you can have.
If you're afraid of a lot of people stepping on your head, I can't disagree.
At that height, I would be.
By the skin of my head, I think I'm going to go with the Wolverine regenerating adamantium. So my skin regenerates too, and...
Yeah, you got full like Wolverine abilities, but only in your head parts.
It's going to be really awkward when the rest of you dies.
Yeah, no, it's going to lead to some weird sequences, but, like, you'll deal with that. By the time that's a problem, they'll probably be able to, like, give you a new, robotic body or something. They'll be just solve that later.
Yeah, at least I got the power pole. All right, Wade.
We're going to do nose. Not left nose. I want to be clear. Nose.
This was what I was trying to, think ahead a little bit. This is what I didn't think of. I'm formulating. I can't see it in my mind, but, I'm trying to see it in my mind, the Fantasia.
Let's get straight to the good part. Once this video is done, I'm going to give you the legendary Cheshire Cat for free.
See it in my mind, the Fantasia. I am going to go with the opposite of the nose. I'm going to replace your nose with an oil diffuser, a scented oil diffuser. It will make, instead of you having to smell all the smells in the world, you will emanate only good smells. You will be the thing that smells so good. And if you want to, you can leave it empty. You don't have to fill it up. It's not a magical oil diffuser. You can choose to not fill it up or whatever.
My body creates the oils and exudes it.
Maybe what you eat affects it. Maybe it's like if you eat a lot of oranges, you that adds oranges into your oiliness.
Don't eat ass.
Yeah, careful.
It's good advice for life, Wade. I'm going for that.
Just saying, man, you better be careful.
Well, so instead of a smeller, it's a smelly, or a smell-y.
Yeah, be a smelly.
Wade, how are you going to beat that?
All right, I'm going the opposite of that. We're going back to nose, but we're going stronger nose. We're going to give you, I don't remember what animal had the strongest sense of smell, but we're going to give you the outer appearance of your nose, but on the inside, we're going full, elephant or wolf or fox or whatever the hell it was. We're going to give you a super sniffer.
It's definitely elephant.
I love your blanket sweep of possible nose-based animals.
Whatever the hell the animal, look, man, we can do the research later, but we're doing the super sniffer because you've got Wolverine's head, so you can just pound cocaine and you're not going to damage your fucking nostrils. It'll just heal right back up.
Oh, strong like that. Oh, okay.
You're going all in, baby.
Wait, you know what? Mark, we laughed. African elephants have the best sense of smell in the animal kingdom.
I remembered it being something weird. That's what I thought.
It sounded funny. I thought it would be like a bloodhound or something like that.
That's what we thought when we were doing the little figurines on the cabinet in that episode that you hosted, man. I remembered elephant. It came to mind.
It's a fairly basic answer, but honestly, I'd rather, if I lost my ability to smell at all, I would be very depressed. So I'm going to go go with the super nose.
Super sniffer.
Is it an elephant nose, though?
We're gonna go interior. We're gonna have a long trunk.
This is like a bag of holding nose. Like on the outside it's human sized, but on the inside it's elephant sized.
I mean, you've got Wolverine's fucking head, so I feel like maybe I could give you the power to smell better. I don't know.
You're like Hermione at the Quidditch World Cup, but it's your nose. You're just like a whole tent.
We can afford anything here, including magic.
Insurance will cover it, so super nose it is.
I dipped us into the supernatural. I feel like that's totally fair.
All right, fair. It has been declared fair, but wait, you win the point. All right, Bob, pick a part. Where?
I'm gonna cut right to the important parts. Heart.
Heart. Got it. Wait, what's my heart? And you can't say super heart.
Super duper hard.
God, okay, I gotta think here because we've got cucumber slicer arm, we've got Wolverine's head, super sniffer, you didn't go gumball, so I feel like your testicle is useless, and then powerful leg. We got a couple things here that are gonna need some juice. So we're just gonna go with some kind of fantastic battery. I'm not the technological expert here, but we'll do some research, you guys obviously know, but your heart pumping out the important juice to all the other parts, we need like a little mini nuclear fucking power plant, or we need something powerful in there to produce it, because we're not gonna give you blood, man, we gotta give you power.
Tony Stark, isn't it?
Some like Iron Man's fucking thing, that's what we're talking.
I'm for specificity. It's a great menu, but I need you. No, wait, I want you to pick one. You have to land on one. You can't leave it open. There's a lot of good ideas in there. You just gotta land on one.
I mean, Bob pretty much just nailed it. What's better than Tony Hawk? Tony Hawk? You know, the knockoff non-Marvel. I don't want to step on Disney's toes. So we have the Tony Hawk's chess generator power circle.
You have to remember, wait, no, you have to remember what it's called. Come on now. It's a publicity stunt, Wade. It's not supposed to work.
It's the reactive arc reactor.
Alright. It is Donnie Hark's arc reactor, but it's still an arc reactor.
Donnie Hark's arc reactor.
It's like an Acme product.
We've guided him there. We got
I saved Wade's guess. Well, I have another bold take. Wicked came out recently. Very, very popular. I saw it live on stage in Columbus like a long time ago, like 2008 or something. And it's very good. Great show. And if I learn anything from the lore of the Wizard of Oz world, only a fool tries to replace the heart. The Tin Man is one of the greatest characters, not only in all of fiction, but in all of existence. And he is desperate the whole time during their story for a heart. Isn't he the one looking for a heart? He's seeking out a heart.
Tin Man? Yeah.
And they finally get to the wizard, and he's like, you don't need that. And he immediately realizes that the wizard is correct. And doesn't get a heart, and is awesome forever because he doesn't rely on a stupid sack of shit to pump blood through his body. He just lives.
Thank you for the defense of my arc reactor, man. I appreciate that.
I'm not saying arc reactor. I'm saying be a man, leave it as a gaping hole.
That is a bold defense.
Compelling. Very compelling. Just does it have to be gaping?
You heard him.
It doesn't have to be a gaping hole. It will be a hole inside you. You can cover it over aesthetically, but there is nothing there. It's an empty space. Maybe you could store some gumballs.
Yeah, you should have thought of that earlier.
Just if that comes up, if you decide you need those and you change your mind on the nut thing.
This is a tough one. It's real toughy. Even though it's Donnie Harks, I think I'm gonna go with Donnie Harks.
Don't forget in Iron Man 4, Donnie Hark needs to drink about 9 gallons of acetaminophen a day because the dark reactor is poisoning him because of reasons. I forget why exactly, but
I think Wolverine can drink anything and be okay.
No heart.
Yeah, but no heart, but you're fine. You're awesome. No heart, but you're even more awesome than you were before.
I'm as awesome as the Tin Man, which is very awesome.
Plus, you know the Wizard of Oz, theoretically. And who doesn't want to hang out with Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, that wizard.
I mean, there's a lot of... That's just the latest one.
I'm gonna go with the arc reactor.
Are you a low-skilled worker looking to immigrate to Canada? Look no further. This video will discuss the top 5 Canadian immigration programs.
Alright, we only got time for a couple more.
I think left lung, is that on there?
No.
No.
Like, listen, man, I can't see.
For lots of options. Let's
Is penis there?
Penis is here, yes.
What's the one above that? Belly button?
That's like stomach, gut, belly, basically. Like, I have one for this, even though this says shoulder, it's like this is chest and then belly, because I have a lot of gut issues. So, like, belly and guts and stuff. Everything.
Oh, let's fix your belly up. Let's fix your belly up. I don't know what to do for belly, because it's not on my list of things I was thinking of, but let's do belly.
All right. Well, it's yours to lose, I guess.
your belly. Everybody knows that the belly's job is to process the nutrients as efficiently as possible. You know what? The stomach just isn't the most efficient way to do that. It's the most efficient way we could have evolved to do it, I guess. That's how it worked out. But everybody knows the most efficient way to process nutrients down to their components is a Ninja Foodie blender. I propose that you have a hose from your mouth down into a Ninja Foodie that you can power with your arc reactor heart, since we went that way and we have one of those. Infinitely powered Ninja Foodie blender, and it's the one that has like the dispenser, like the margarita dispenser, and then it dispenses the processed nutrients, and you still have like the lower GI. You still have like your small intestine, large intestine. It's just perfectly processed in the Ninja Foodie. The 5 blades spin at over 26,000 RPM. And it's so perfectly balanced that you won't even feel a single vibration. Even though it's mounted at the very core of your being, you'd never know it's in there.
So the dispenser with a little margarita tap, is that on the outside?
No, it's just like zip tied onto your small intestine, and you have like a muscle that just like it's like a tendon attached to it's a specific muscle that just opens and closes the little margarita dispenser.
The appendix can finally be useful again.
Oh man, I don't even have one of those anymore. So all right, cool.
We'll get you. We can afford that.
We'll get you one.
All right, thank you. So in the vein of food, because I got the mandolin arm, I'm
very food focused tonight, apparently.
Yeah, I can see that. Wait till we get to feed.
I don't know if you need food, man. You got an arc reactor in your chest. You are producing energy that may not require ingestion. So what if we get you a fucking tummy server farm? What if we get you some like exabytes of storage?
Yes, now you're thinking.
You pandering son of a bitch.
Exabytes. It's my body, Bob. I would want it to be what I want.
I had to look up things bigger than terabytes and gigabytes, and I got
exabytes. Holy shit. No question. Dude, you win exabytes? Exabytes? If I was walking... No, actually, this is incredible because if I was able to walk around with all the storage I would ever need, digital storage, on my body, powered by... That's an incredible suggestion. Exabytes?
I'm just saying, you've not even been eating today. It seems like that kind of stuff, you're not concerned about it. Your head's regenerating, your heart's an arc reactor. You can make food for other people. You got the left arm for it, but like your tummy, dude, you're the one person not going to want a tummy tuck. You're going to want an expansion deck added.
You're right. He's right. Okay, we got time for like one more.
Do I pick, or
you do?
Can we do the eyes?
Yes, eyes are available, and Wade, you are picking eyes.
Oh man, dude, video camera. You have adjustable lenses you can still see, but also you can just film where you're looking. You are your own camera.
No one would ever let Mark in anywhere. They don't have to know.
I feel like the attraction he might be with Wolverine's head, a powerful leg, and a server stomach. People might be curious enough to let him in.
In all honesty, I don't look bad. You can cover a powerful leg, to keep it extended. Wolverine head just means I have the skin healing and the metal bones. If I look like Hugh Jackman, that's not a bad
blender for an arm.
Yeah, well, I got sleeves for that. There's nothing here.
And your ball is 3D printing. Like, I feel like...
Especially that. No one needs to know about that.
That's like the most private part of all of this.
This is really stealthy so far. You're not specifying what camera, though, because there's a lot, and many of them would be a downgrade from these bad boys.
We want to make it to where it's upgradable, so we want a part that you can, upgrade over time. You can change out your lenses. You can swap in new lenses.
What lenses?
Oh, how about...
That's not remotely specific enough, please.
Any of them, man. camera, video. Listen, he's got Wolverine's head and changing out the lenses where we're drawing the line.
If you're gonna pander, do a better job.
He's done a pretty good job pandering, Bob. You think you can pander harder?
Mark, I would replace your eyes with a beautifully rehoused, professionally restored and refurbished MD or 35mm f2 telephone manual focus lens.
Damn.
It's a good all-arounder. It's a beautiful lens.
You know the top of your head?
Fucking, I listen when he talks. This thing Mark talked to us about for a year plus, repeatedly? Yeah, I recall.
Dude, I got Minolta and that was it.
It's very good lens, but that one is a telephoto. I would look like zoomed in.
Would you want the Konica Minolta MD 32? Is that the one? Is it the 32?
32 easily.
It was a weird number. Wasn't it a weird number? Because a lot of them are 35s, but this one was like a weird number, wasn't it?
Oh no.
This is why I pandered cheaply.
I think you're thinking of the 58.
Oh. Why is it 58? That's such a weird focal length. That's not a common one.
It used to be a very common one. It used to be very common. Because there was 50 back in the day, but then 58 was like the way the formula for the lens, the certain configuration, 58 landed at a really good spot where you could get a nice, the glass elements could work out nicely for that. So, okay, so we got lenses versus lenses, and one was only more specific.
I'm not gonna lie, my original thought was I wanted to give one of them just a normal magnifying glass, so you could like be that bully who goes around like lighting people's paper on fire.
You feel bully. You know I have to put that up to the sun. It doesn't come out again.
Oh, maybe you got the power of the sun in the palm of your right hand. We didn't get to that. I don't know.
I've done this before where I hold the lens up and I was like looking to see if it was dusty, and I did it into the sun and I went, oh, burned your own leg. Yeah, no, that hurt. Yeah. I did not for long, but I just...
You're like, what does the ant experience?
I don't know which one to go here. They're so similar.
I think that was really the only choice for you. We both knew lenses were the only option.
Alright, okay, I'll give it for both of you, but it washes out to nothing. But I got a tiebreaker.
I should have just... What made me angry about the lenses, I had a different one I was going to go with. But honestly, it was still a camera.
Well, I know the rules of this thing. I didn't know there were rules that had to be specific.
Penis.
Penis.
Penis. How am I upgrading my penis?
You can't really downgrade. Hold on, where were we this time?
No, just kidding. I have a gambit, and I will throw this down. It's not convoluted. I'm just gonna throw this out there. We'll upgrade your penis to the only thing that could be an upgrade. Wade's penis.
Wow. You're that little guy, you got a new roommate. Hold on, what do I get out of this? Because I feel like I might be losing something.
I'm not even saying that he's stealing it necessarily. If you want him to steal it, I guess that's fine. But
you have a twin? Alright, you will if you don't come up with something better. Or I'm
Yeah.
going to steal your penis.
This one's kind of weird, but I don't know if it was my first thought. The lamp from Aladdin that the genie comes out of.
Doesn't have a genie in it, does it? Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
what the fuck was that?
This lamp literally started freaking out.
The lamp. I mean, the genie likes it when you rub his lamp, and, you know, the correlation there is kind of obvious. Who doesn't want to rub their lamp?
Is there a genie in it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, fuck.
But did you ask if there's a genie in my penis? You haven't yet.
I don't want to know that. That is between you and the genie in your penis, if there is one.
Because I wish he cared.
That's how I know that.
I was rubbing the magic lamp.
And you use one of your wishes on that?
Oh, I have a lot of wishes. You can actually wish for more wishes sometimes.
That's against the rules. Everyone knows that.
Oh, the lamp Mark's getting, yeah, but that's fun, you know.
He's giving you inferior lamps, Mark.
It's okay. I'll take the Aladdin lamp. It does. Nah, I'm taking it.
I kind of feel like this was set up where no matter what, if I lose, either I lost or my penis lost.
Isn't that what a gambit is? Isn't that a gambit?
I don't know. I think of the guy with the cards, X-Men.
But also you won.
Yeah, but what cost?
Yeah, you have to admit that your penis is not as cool as Aladdin's lamp.
That's true. You're right.
admit that your penis is not as cool as a LED lamp.
That's true. You're right. So that brings us to a close. Congratulations, guys. I want to. No, I don't know if I want to see fan art of this, but
Okay.
you will. To recap,
Thank
going
you.
from bottom up, I have a power pole from my left leg. The surgery
Thank you
ran
very
long.
much.
Insurance decided to cancel the claim halfway through. So I have a power pole from my left leg.
Here.
Right leg and feet are
You have nothing.
my right nut is a
Like,
quasi-supernatural hard nut. I've got an Aladdin lamp penis. I've got exabytes of storage in my cum. I've got Donny Hark's arc reactor. My left arm is a multi-mandolin. My nose is a super nose, elephant style inside. My eyes are lenses
Yeah.
that will split between the two of you, and I have a Wolverine.
Yes.
We didn't get to what? Ears?
So many games.
Ears I forgot to put on there, so ears were never used. Lips or mouth, chest, right arm, left nut, right leg, and feet were upgraded. Am I still me after replacing all these pieces?
Why don't you ask your penis genie?
That's good.
I bet he knows you better than anyone else will.
You ain't never had a friend back.
You're trying to sleep and you just hear coming from your pants, just like.
Like, shut up! Call me, just
I didn't wish for you. My thighs rubbed the lamp. That's where you're
I will
at.
take every game I'm willing to give you.
Mark goes for a dramatic dive on the racquetball court, and the genie comes erupting out of his shorts. No, man! Can't you tell?
Totally up the points. Wait, you got an oblivion point. You lost a point for lying.
Legendary.
Gunpowder. Dandy point. You got a point for being blown apart by every body part, which is in poetry. Point for don't need ass. You got the nose, the heart, the stomach, the penis, and my left leg. But you got a nice. You got a point for being sick. You got a point for a fridge update. Bonus point for quasi supernatural nut, and also that point because I thought that was funny, and I just happened to write that point before I knew it was yours. You got the Emerald cooking arm and Wolverine head.
In a funny way or in a breaking in way?
Where's my penis?
Now that's funny. Winner of today's episode. 8 points. 7 points. And I was giving points out willy-nilly. Wait.
Oh, I actually made the count. I knew I was behind.
You picked like all of his body parts. I mean, you were behind.
Well, no, I was behind at the beginning because you had the fridge point and I lost a point. So I was at least like 2 points down to begin with.
I was confused. I thought you got a point for lying. I didn't realize you lost a point. So it actually was a little closer than I thought.
It's not a subtraction. You're right. I thought you lost a point.
No, when you said that, you were like, I'm going to give you a point for lying. I was like, damn.
I thought in my head, I was like, take away a point. No.
I thought I lost a point too, but you know, I'm not going to argue with what the paper says.
Okay, so it was not as close as it was as not close as I thought.
Because that took away a point that you had before. Now that doesn't.
Wait, did I just lose a point or am I still at 8?
Did he just gain 2 points or 1 point?
You have 10 points now, somehow.
I feel like no matter how we get there, the summary is win somehow.
Alright, Wade, you win by 10 points instead of 8. I don't know how that happened.
Do I throw a flag and challenge my own points as the winner?
I mean, literally, he's right. I did not write a subtraction. I wrote 1. And I called it lying point.
That's the way it goes. That's the game.
Hey, listen, I think what we learned today is I clearly have Mark's best interests at heart. I need to learn more specific things. But I like knowing a little about a lot and not a lot about a little. Therefore, I'll stay ignorant. I won't learn a thing from this. Thank you, clerical errors.
You're welcome. Bob, what do you feel about this loss?
I feel like I threw out some interesting options. I think you were drawn in by a little bit of aggressive pandering. I don't blame you because it is your body and you should have it the way that you want. But I feel good about the creativity that I brought to the battle today. And I think some people out there are going to be really into some of the ideas I had. So I feel like a winner, even though I am objectively a loser.
Congratulations, that's what really matters. I'm glad neither of you commented on my hands.
I haven't seen this drawing yet.
It's a lot of parts. Is that how your hands actually look? Were you in some kind of horrific hand accident?
Editor, make this fucked up.
Vegas Chelsea. Super happy
I want
about
someone to just go, like, one of them
this.
walk into your office and just breaks your hand.
Yeah, just
I
like
gotta
a
get
hammer.
it,
It's just
dude.
like, oh, yeah, okay.
Is what you want, Mark?
Well, thank you guys for participating and upgrading me. I feel a lot better, and I am still me, even though I have all these upgrades. Thank you everybody so much for listening on how to improve me. I'm glad you all know what my penis is going to look like. That is wonderful. I'm so glad.
Good day, everyone. If you don't subscribe to the podcast, we're gonna come after you.
Not very fast. Don't be scared.
We'll never catch you, but like we're just gonna do it a chase. There's merch somewhere. Find it if you can.
They never catch on to your food.
I never did. Podcast.
I placed my hand into a pond of snakes. Their bodies shifted beneath the water as they coiled my hand. Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to the Spectrum. This episode, Wicker Way echoes up to a This is Diablo that debates the deterioration of downtime distraction. Mortifying Mark outboxes, definitively identifies the issue with just ego, potentially where purchasing. Baleful Bob sample socks, questions ethics, and claims that commercialization has fueled the creative criteria. From breathable bowls to sweet protein. Yeah. It's time for What's Wrong with Video Games. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Distractable. I'm today's host, Pete. Why? Because I won the last one. Doing as always with my co-hosts, Mark and Bob. Hello, men. How are you?
Hello.
It is cold, Cincinnati. We've had like the coldest November, start to December I remember. School got canceled because of cold in early December. That like never happened. It's like February. It's like wildly cold right now. I hate it.
You know where it's warm? Inside. Inside where? I mean, inside anything, anywhere, any place that's inside, probably pretty warm. I got parts that are warm.
All right.
Hey, he's right down a point. He's giving me warm points.
Warm parts. Also warm parts.
You use your right hand for Mark and your left hand for me and just start reaching. See who's warmer.
Yeah, I bet I'm warmer. I bet you guys ain't never had a friend like me. I could call that friend.
Oh, why not?
Man, I don't think Wade's ever earned a point when he hosts. He always like loses 6 points.
It is very rare, yeah.
How you guys doing? How's life? How's things?
Life is good. It's about good changes.
I have a big sweeping change that I just am bursting at the seams. My entire life I have been led astray. My entire life.
Uh-oh. You figured it out, Bob.
What was it?
Nothing. Go on.
Go on.
My entire life I've been lied to. I've been slandered. I've been some other word that is also like this. I made a fundamental difference in my life that has benefited me beyond anything I could ever have dreamed of. For years and years and years, I've been lied to that boxer briefs are the superior form of underwear. This is a lie. This is a lie that has been perpetuated, and I will not stand for it anymore. As it turns out, briefs, tighty-whities, no leggies, whatever you want to call them underwear, that is the superior form of underwear. It is infinitely more comfortable. I never have any of the legs bunching up when I put my pants on, when I'm walking around. There ain't no chafing, because there's nothing to chafe. There's no bunching up, there's no nothing. It is so free, it is so wonderful. I thought it would take me forever to get used to. Turns out, life needed to get used to me now that I've made this change. Are you throwing up? I thought it was... I'm just thinking. Yeah, alright, man. It should be like that.
I'm not even going to dispute you, Mark, except for people like me with very large legs, I gotta have the leg parts.
Oh, you're going with the dick.
No, I have a very normal sized penis, don't worry about it. But my leg is probably as big around as Mark's torso is. I'm enormous and my legs are enormous. And if I don't have the pants parts, my legs just like start a little fire anytime I walk anywhere or do anything
It's very miserable. But you're right. That's why boxers are terrible, and why boxer briefs are better, because you get a little bit of the world that briefs allow you to live in. Because I don't know how anyone could live in boxers, especially knitted boxers where they're not like stretchy or whatever. It's like your junk is living in a cave. It just flops around. It's like you've got your junk loose in the trunk of a car and you're driving around a racetrack at full speed. It's terrible. But some of us do need the briefs part of the boxer, or the boxer part of the boxer briefs. But I think you're right.
I'm team boxers.
You wear normal boxers.
You wear.
Team boxers.
You wear normal boxers.
You wear boxers? Just straight up boxers?
I do. Now, to be fair, I've not tried wearing boxer briefs, and I don't know how long. It's been a very long time. I've just worn boxers since, like, high school. And I think the only reason I ever changed was because it was the cool thing to do, and I was just like, whatever. And I wear basketball shorts and boxers. It's just kind of freeing, good airflow. But I've not tried briefs or boxer briefs in a long time, so maybe I need to give them another shot.
I will say, modern textiles have changed the nature of briefs and boxer briefs in a substantial way.
I just couldn't go through high school and being, like, part of the men's locker room in briefs, or else I would have gotten the shit kicked out of me. So I had to go team boxer.
That's the thing. But that's the thing. That's the lie. That's the lie that perpetuates. Because I had boxer briefs forever because of that lie. Because I was like, oh, he's going 31. Why is that even a joke?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I had to switch back then, and I haven't gone back.
They're so comfortable. Oh, we need an underwear sponsorship.
They do that. There are companies that do that.
Didn't we have one?
Way back, I think we had one, yeah.
I don't know if they had just briefs. I don't know if they had that.
This wasn't a sponsor, but I have to say the new modern, like, athletic textile stuff, whole new world. And I can't recommend highly enough Duluth Trading Company. If there happens to be one in Cincinnati, we can also order them online. Their materials that they use for their boxer briefs, outstanding. Top notch. Can't recommend them highly enough. Not a sponsor, not paid. I buy them with my own hard-earned money.
It is probably right that if this was just pure like cotton, which, you know, some are, but this is like some kind of composite with like some stretchy materials in it and like breathable materials. It's very nice, whatever this is made of, and it may not have been the same story like 20 some years ago.
Regular old stanky cotton tighty whities from middle school, not good. Modern briefs, top notch.
So I'm all about it.
Fair.
I had small talk. I don't even care anymore. I'm excited about this. I never get to brag about my underwear.
I don't think I do either. I've not really thought about it. I've just worn boxers for years because after like junior high, I think I switched because I joined his basketball team and I was like, I can't be caught in there with my briefs.
Because that's exactly what it was all my life. And then I finally was like, well, I've worn through all of my pants and now I'm wearing through all of my underwear. I need to get new ones. Like I looked up and I literally just was trying to find out what the most comfortable was. And everyone said the specific brand that I bought, the brief style of it, so freeing, so underweary. Great.
All right, well, fair enough.
That's why I'm so confident today.
You do seem like a different man. There's something. I didn't realize that's what it was, but there was something.
Huh? Did you want to have your small talk or you just didn't?
What did I have to talk about?
I'm also already unsure what I gave you your point for, Mark, or not Mark, Bob. You made a joke or something, warm something. I already can't read what I wrote.
I got warm parts inside me, something like that.
Parts? Okay, because it looks like I wrote warm pump. That makes more sense. Part. I won't correct anything, so I'll be confused at the end again, but I just want to double check.
Yeah, no, don't change that. Just leave that the way it is. You'll remember.
One day I'll auction off my scorecard here, so that way I can pay for some plumbing.
Nah, that's gonna stop, buddy. Don't worry about it. To compliment Mark's underwear, I'm on the quest for socks. My socks taste is changing. I used to wear no-shows, and I've learned by being a person on the internet that that's not cool anymore. No-show socks are cringy.
Like these?
So cringe.
Those aren't as cringe as lower cut no-show, because those are like low ankle, but low crew cut is really what you want. And I'm on a journey right now. I've been buying like one new pair of different brand of socks every time I need to replace a pair. I'm not done yet. So if anyone out there has magical, mystical sock recommendations, I'm trying things.
I just bought some because I'm also upgrading all my socks as well. Is this the most boring episode ever?
Listen, we're gonna talk about whatever the fuck we want. This is our show.
This is small talk. For this topic, they're gonna be flying in.
It's gonna be some philosophy shit or something.
Okay, so again, not sponsored, but I heard a recommendation that Darn Tough Socks was pretty good, so I ordered from there, and they're coming in. Socks are harder, because socks need to be very specific. I'm very glad that the ankle sock trend is going away because I've never liked them. I don't like feeling my pants legs rubbing against my ankles. I don't like the shoes rubbing against my ankles. I like the coverage. And yeah, I've always been a group guy.
I've started wearing, like, I wear Brooks shoes because I had a lot of foot pain for a while, and Brooks are just super padded, at least this one kind I was getting. But lately, I got a pair of Hey Dudes for, like, a family photo thing, and I've actually been really enjoying the Hey Dudes, but they are kind of low, so, like, my socks still stick out over them. But I've been the Hey Dude phase of my life right now, which kind of makes me remind me of my grandpa. My grandpa at some point in life stopped wearing tie shoes and just got, like, Velcro, like, Reeboks he wore everywhere.
Dude, slip-ons are kind of where it's at.
I've never done the slip-on thing till now, but now I'm kind of like, for winter, like taking the dogs outside when it's like fucking 3 degrees or whatever it is right now, having some slip-ons where I'm not wearing flip-flops out in the freezing cold. I'm still wearing my shorts because, like, it's everything's fun, but slip-ons are nice. Any more smallpox bits?
Yeah, actually, I got a news story. What's the name of the guy who runs, like, runs OpenAI? Sam Altman or something like that.
But wasn't Sam Altman the guy who was at FTX?
You're right. Anyway, the same person.
The crypto guy.
Anyway, headline, OpenAI continues its mission of, quote, ethical AI by partnering with a killer robot company. That's the headline.
Do they really get to say that that's their mission? Like, I have no ammunition to fire at OpenAI, but they're a for-profit company now, right? Or they're transitioning to a for-profit company. They just aren't. If they do that, if they become, because they were a non-profit, if they become a for-profit company, or if they have already done that, they're not doing ethical AI, they're doing profitable AI. That's by definition, their motive is changed from we're a non-profit doing ethical things to we're a for-profit company maximizing profits doing whatever the hell is necessary as long as it's legal.
Did you know you can get rewarded just for doing what you already do? With Venmo Stash, you pick a bundle of your favorite brands, pay with your Venmo debit card, and earn rewards while you go about your day. It's easy. Shop.
Profit company maximizing profits doing whatever the hell is necessary as long as it's legal and maybe ethical. They just get to say that? That seems crazy.
Yeah, and if you want to know about maybe ethical, they partnered with Anduril Industries, a defense contractor co-founded by Oculus founder Palmer Luckey. Their mission statement, please cue up the patriotic music.
Oh wait, we got editors.
The editors got this. The editors got this. Mission, transforming defense capabilities with advanced technology. The battlefield has changed. How we deter and defend needs to change too. Security threats. You're right there.
Just forgot that we had editing for a minute. Sometimes you feel like you're out on the island by yourself here in the podcasting world.
No. We're all in this room. Security threats are evolving at speed to keep pace. Anduril puts products ahead of process and builds technology to bring the United States and partners quantum leaps ahead in capability. I always want my military equipment products ahead of process. Way
You don't want to worry about researching anything. You want to build the best product you can and get it out there ASAP. Also, I just want to say I'm an ignorant piece of shit. Sam Altman is the head of OpenAI. Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto guy.
Well, isn't he in jail or going to jail or something?
Something like that. He's in big trouble.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Sam Altman is in charge of OpenAI.
I feel like every crypto guy ends up in trouble eventually.
What? No.
Wasn't there news about Hawk Tuah girl maybe doing what's it called, pump and dump with a coin or something? People were accusing her of that.
Rug pull. Listen, this is all alleged. These are alleged.
Yeah, these are all, I don't know for a fact, I just saw it.
We're not journalists or anything, but yeah, no, CopyZilla, confronted them on a live thing on Twitter Spaces or whatever the hell it's called, and it would appear they may have done textbook sort of rug pull, potentially, maybe.
I feel like we really missed the boat on this crypto coin thing. We could have had a coin, we could have rug pulled everybody, and here we go.
Wait, you and I need to launch And Friends coin ASAP. We need to get some people in.
Mark, we need you to invest in this coin.
Yeah, well, tell me more. Very interested.
You give us money, you make it eventually, probably, maybe.
No, we don't even need to take Mark's money. That's the thing with crypto. You can take money out of the pockets of the fools who think you're reputable and
listeners.
Yeah, those people. Yeah, we love those guys. You just buy some Grift coin right now.
Viewers, there's a special message just for you. Listeners, you go get that coin.
To get back to what Mark was talking about, that sounds very ethic-ish.
I think my suggestion to Mark a few episodes back about collecting battle bots might be a bit more relevant now that there's going to be killer bots.
Oh, yes. Because, according to them, the arsenal we need is an order magnitude more than we can build at present to maintain peace and deter war.
Was it Iron Man 2 where the one dude was like, build me some bots, and the other dude was like...
Are you talking about Hammer Tech?
Had a whip. Yeah, Hammer Tech guy.
Talking about Sam Rockwell plays, what's his name? Something Hammer? Arm and Hammer, I think. Arm and Hammer goes and rescues Whipinski out of Russian jail. And then they crash a Formula One race or some shit like that.
See, that's the kind of recap that makes sense to me. And then he dances as robots don't listen to him. It's a whole mess. Thank God for Donnie Hart, or whatever his name was last episode.
You talking about the end of Gamer when he dances?
I've got you under my skin?
Are you talking about Real Steel? Where he's all, you watch me, you watch me, and then he wins the fight with boxing?
Yeah, the Gamer's one with the Dexter guy, right? I forget the actor's name.
Yeah, Mr. Morgan.
I've got you under my skin thing, yeah.
I thought Gamer was Gerard Butler.
Oh, it is, but he's the good guy.
Oh, okay.
Dexter plays the guy who made the video game or whatever.
So what's his name? Michael C. Hall? That Dexter?
Yeah.
What up, Gamer? That you marked the segue point.
Did you know that Michael C. Hall sings in a band? I don't know if he actively does it, but there are videos of him. He's the
You can go and see Hall.
Give yourself a point.
Dude, I'm winning.
Give yourself a point.
Okay, man.
Give yourself a point.
Funny now. No.
I laugh.
You know what's funny? Oh, this is small talk. What are we doing? I realized this recently because Disney movies. You know how I do that voice, the mocking voice? Did you mean to rubber me? Did you mean to rubber me? That bit. I don't know if this is the origin of it, but I realized where I got that from. It's actually from the movie Monsters Inc.
I've never seen that whole movie.
There's a scene in the beginning of the movie where there are characters in a locker room, and one of them, the guy voiced by what's his name? Crazy Teeth. All I can think of is Belushi, but that's not the guy.
Gary Busey?
No, the guy from Boardwalk Empire.
Steve Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi voices this character, and he's like talking, and he's like, "Shh, you hear that? That is the winds of change." And then he walks away, and Mike Wazowski is all, "You hear that? Do you hear the winds of change?" That's totally where I got that bit from. Every time I do that, that's what I think of, so.
I have a habit of doing saying, okay, when people say things, which is the Geico commercial when they're like why don't we get in the running car? Are you crazy? Go try to find those chainsaws. Okay. I mimic that one line from that stupid commercial. Shout out to them, I guess.
Shout out to them.
Hey, dude, that okay has stuck with me since I first saw it. That does come up a lot. I just said it today. I was driving to the airport, and I don't remember, someone like cut me off or whatever. Then they waved, like I let them in. It's like, okay. Like I don't know, I just do that.
You cut someone off and they went, "Oh, you okay?"
No, they cut me off, and then they waved like I let them in. Like they literally waved. They forced me to slam my brake and they waved like, "Thanks for letting me in." Yeah, okay.
Wade is that guy. Wade is one of the racers from that opening scene of Fast and Furious. He drives past the one guy and he's all, "Oh my God!" And Wade's like, "Yeah, okay." He drives away. It's the nitrous.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You think it's important to have some resiliency while you're navigating the dating world?
Yeah. You know, I always say there's a difference between being rejected by the person you're dating.
Wade's like, "Yeah, okay." He drives away. It's the nitrous.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Is there a topic for this episode, or?
I'm gonna get there eventually. I gave Mark a segue point like 5 minutes ago for the movie Gamer, because today's episode is What's Wrong with Video Games? How old are we? What happened? This is not about like what's wrong with video games societally. It's just been like, specifically, here's what I'm thinking. Diablo 4 had a rough launch, and it got better, and it got better, and then they had a DLC drop, and it just feels like a lot of the better they kind of undid again, and it just, I want to play, I want to love it, but man, it's roller coaster in me. And as we're filming this, Path of Exile 2 is about to come out, and Path of Exile kind of had Diablo 3 by the balls. I mean, Diablo 3 ended up as a great game. I think Diablo 3 ended up as a great game by the end, but it took 5-6 years to get there. Path of Exile just came out, seemed like a passion project. People loved what they were doing. They wanted to make a fun game that was like a reference to, Diablo 2 and other ARPGs and stuff. Great game. And they've continued to support it. They've continued to just do great things with it. It's very popular. People enjoy it. I never hear anything bad said about Path of Exile, and 2 comes out very soon. And it seems like all of the hype is up for that. And I've seen some interviews with the guy that's making it, and he was talking about some decision-making things. He's like, look, actually what Diablo 4 has been doing is actually very difficult. Some of the stuff that they're doing, it makes sense that it's a struggle because what they're doing is challenging to make. And we decided, why do the hard stuff whenever we can do easier stuff that makes more content that people like and isn't as difficult to do? Which was kind of like taking a shot at them, but also like giving them credit for doing hard work. I'm kind of in a weird spot myself as a gamer. I still play video games quite often, but I've been bouncing between games a lot lately, and it just made me wonder, like, man, I played Diablo 2 for like 10 straight years. I played Diablo 3 for like 10 straight years. I cannot stick with a game anymore. I don't know if that's an age thing. I don't know if I just need to find a new hobby, or is something wrong with the video games themselves. So what is wrong with video games?
I'll tell you what's wrong. This is what I really actually think. This is very true. I was going to start off as a big dramatic bit. I think the problem with video games is that so many people in the creative driver's seat of video games are people that wanted to make movies and are instead in charge of making games. Or they're put in a position where they're making games. And you have this expectation that a AAA game must have almost a movie level of cinematography and acting and a bunch of actors in there and all this cool stuff. And I'm not saying that a good story isn't part of a good game, but in a lot of these higher end titles, I'm not saying Diablo 4 is following this because it's like it is a bit different, and Blizzard's always done really cool cinematics that I do appreciate.
Yeah, they've got a couple great cinematics in 4.
They've probably got the greatest cinematic team in gaming company history. They pioneered a lot of technology in terms of cinematics, so all credit to them. But you have, and I'm not just talking about like the Man of Medan level, where it's literally a movie that, you do a couple quick time events and stuff like that.
Shaking it like legends, bro. Man of Medan, bro. Until Dawn had Let's Party Like Porn Stars, and Man of Medan had like Let's Kick It Like Legends, bro, or something like that.
Kicking it like legends, bro.
That's all I really remember about that game.
There's been built up this expectation that a game puts story and acting and all this first, and then the gameplay is an accessory to that. But that's completely the opposite of how a game should be structured and built from the ground up. The experience, the game mechanics, the core loop needs to be established first, and then the story is built around that mechanics, and the story is constrained by the limitations of the mechanics of your game loop, and not the other way around. Because so many games that are really good games, like let's say God of War, it's a great game. I have never finished it, but I know it's really well made and it's really well told story, and like the acting is great and the actual like cinematography is great, and then the gameplay is also good. You know what I mean? It's you talk about those things first, and then the gameplay, which God of War, when you go back to the original one, the very first, which I played every God of War except the 2 new recent ones, even the PSP version. The game itself in those games was, the basics of it was combat that is like Tetris style accelerating there. And God of War has that. It does have that, but it is 50-50 with the story. And that's a balance I can accept, but it creates this expectation for the game developer where the expectation to create that cinematic experience is so high. And and when it succeeds, those meet. And it succeeds with that game. A lot of games don't succeed because they can't pull the game up to meet the story that they're trying to make at the same time. So I'm not saying story is bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying cinematography is bad. I'm saying like putting that first is one of the core problems of gaming today.
Diablo 4 arguably did that. When it launched, playing through the campaign was fun, the story was interesting, the cinematics were fantastic, and then you got to like level 50 out of 100, which they've changed the way leveling works now, so they have renovated that a bit, but you have to like level 50, and it's like, okay, cool, we finished the story, what is there to do now? I need to get my glyphs leveled up, so let's go run some nightmare dungeons to level glyphs. There's one boss that doesn't give you any rewards, you get an achievement for beating her, but that's it, so I'll just level up my glyphs so that I can run more nightmare dungeons dungeons to level up lift. What, is this the mid game, the end game? It's all of it. What do you mean it's all of it? And they've spent the first 4 or 5 whatever seasons since then adding mid and end game content because they had virtually none. And they've added, and like I said, it got to a point like a season ago where I was like, actually, it's in a pretty good space right now. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having fun. I want to play every season. I'm playing to level 100, I'm playing multiple characters, and it's something with the DLC coming out. I don't know that they really changed. I don't know what they changed, but it felt like they added more like grind and less reward feeling. It's like I didn't feel like I was getting as much bang for my buck. It was like I gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. Like I don't want a game to feel like a job. I want it to feel something like fun, rewarding. But it gets to be taxing to play, it loses me very quickly. And something about the DLC, again, great story, but the added stuff to do just felt like a chore that wasn't rewarding enough to make me want to do it. And it just hurts me because I want Diablo to succeed because I love Diablo's universe. I've played it since the 90s, and it's like I don't want to see it fail. But man, are they trying their best to make it fail sometimes, it feels like. But I think you're spot on with that, and that's a good start.
Pre-order the new Pixel 10a and get it on us when you join Google Fi Wireless. With an incredible camera, helpful AI, and a design that's built to last. It's more than...
Spot on with that, and that's a good start. Thank you. What about you, Bob? What you got?
Yeah, I have deep thoughts too, and really insightful things, just like Mark did.
We don't have to go that deep. We can just talk about simple.
No, the one thing I do think, then this is the cynical part of my take on this, I think, is if they're a business, video games more than ever are a business. It's a huge industry. It's been a growth industry for the last, 6, 7, 10 years. Money people have realized gaming isn't just a thing that nerds do, it's a thing that they can use to make a lot of money. There's a ton of money in it, and people spend money on the games that they're invested in. And so I do feel like there's been, not that the golden age of gaming was in our youth, because I think everyone feels that about everything. Everything when you were a kid was the best version of whatever. But like, you could see in the way that things are designed, and not all games, but a lot of the popular games are designed to make sure that you log on every day, as opposed to make sure that you have some specific experience where it's like, this game, like, Quake is about crazy arena shooter flying around. Quake has a distinct identity. It is Quake. Those are a thing. Halo has a pretty distinct identity. I feel like they've lost some of it as the modern Halo games. But the original Halo stuff, it had a very specific feel and identity, and like, they made it because they were trying to make that game. But like, Fortnite, and I have nothing against Fortnite, I play Fortnite. It's very fun. It doesn't feel like it's a distinct thing. It feels like Fortnite, they're like, well, what's popular? Who's popular? Who can we work into this? What mechanics are popular? What do people like? How can we change the entire core of the game that we made to include and pander to whatever is currently popular? And again, saying that like saying a thing, it's fun and it works, but it doesn't feel like they have some specific vision for what it is. It feels like the vision is, how the fuck do we get people to log on here and buy V-Bucks and buy the Battle Pass and finish the Battle Pass so that they're on for 6+ hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of their existence. And it is fun, and it works. I'm not even saying that I'm immune to being sucked in by that. There are mobile games that I play. Fortnite, I play, not a lot, but a little bit, because it's like, oh, that's cool. I want to go see the skin. They have Snoop Dogg season or whatever. Like, that feels like it's taking over to me. More and more stuff exists and is dominating the market where the goal is, like Call of Duty. I played Black Ops 6 for the first time recently. Call of Duty has always kind of been, it changes. It has changed. There's been a shit ton of them, and they all change. But just the way the newest one feels, it feels like they were like, man, Fortnite's really successful. How do we just what if we just copy their menus and just jam Call of Duty looking shit into one thing? Call of Duty isn't even a game. It's like a launcher where all the Call of Duty content that's playable is all in one place. And again, it works. People like it. I don't care for it as much as I used to, but it just feels like it's very money driven, and that makes everything feel kind of cheap. And that makes me feel like it's hard to really want to get invested. I must have put months of my life into Call of Duty 4, and not because it's a gaming masterpiece, but because that satisfies a part of my gamer personality, which is like competitive, fun. It was consistent. It was something that I learned and got really good at. I have no reason to get that invested in modern Call of Duty stuff. Every new game feels like they were like, well, how can we make sure they have to buy more shit from this one because it's different from the last one? It works, people like it, but I think that's what makes everything feel kind of shallow and cheap in a lot of modern games, especially popular games.
That's fair. I mean, Call of Duty specifically, like, I think college, late college, whatever year, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, and then Black Ops 2. I think those were the three I put the most time into. It was like I played them from the time they launched to when the next one came out, and so forth. Like I played a shit ton of it. I cared about my kill-death ratio and all that stuff. It was all like, dude, I just went 43-0 on Jungle. Like, I'll never forget, like, my first time having a major kill streak and 0 deaths. I did, like, 3 times ever where I had, like, 40-plus kills and no deaths. I was like, my average kill death was, like, 1.3. But those 43-0s, man. And then, like, lately, I played some of, I forget which Call of Duty it was that had, like, oh god, what was the mode? There's zombie mode, but their zombie mode was not the waves, it was, like, the open world, like, you go do different tasks around, like, meanwhile there's also zombies coming after you. Was that Cold War? It might have been, I wouldn't know by name, but, like, you had to go and extract, and you were done, and you would, like, get your pack-a-punch machine around the map, and so on and so forth, and there were, like, different zones where the zombies at the middle were the toughest, and then less tough, and then the easy ones were the edge. I had fun with that mode, but like the actual multiplayer and stuff, like I played through the story was fine. The multiplayer just, I've not cared for PvP in a long time, which makes me care very little about Call of Duty because they really just cater to that mode. It's all about their battle royale. They have like their battle royale and they have their multiplayer PvP. I just don't care about that stuff anymore, so it's been hard for me to get into it. But yeah, not since high school or college have I really cared about a Call of Duty all that much outside of like.
What is happening right now is we are on this trajectory of this mass awakening. Awakening is just the...
Since high school or college have I really cared about a Call of Duty all that much outside of like a couple of zombie modes.
I know what's wrong with the game. It's gonna be a bold one. It's gonna be very aggressive. I stand by every word that I say. The gamers themselves. Not us. We're better than this. I think that the gamers themselves don't realize how complicit they are in the choices that developers are making towards these games. There is something to be said about the loot boxes of the world and the exploitation of like gambling habits and the psychology of it that companies are trying to exploit very aggressively that should be made aware of. But at this point, people are aware of these things and they need to understand that there is a feedback between the pre-order hype that everyone tells people, don't pre-order. Why would you? There is no benefit towards it. Sometimes you get like a pre-order bonus, and that's just because they're incentivizing you to give your money earlier. And if there's a bonus you really like, sure, why not? But you don't know if a game's good because every game nowadays releases too early. And the pre-orders are part of a cycle that leads to developers releasing games too early because they have your money, and the company that owns all these game companies now have a schedule of how they want and when they want to make money. They're like, we need to make money on October. Your game's coming out in October. Get those pre-order bonuses going because we want our money. And when the game comes out, they don't give a shit what happens afterwards. Money is the only thing that talks in this world, and the entire world of gaming has been infiltrated by money. It's like what Bob was saying. But it's also on the responsibility of the gamers and the consumers themselves to consume responsibly and really, really think about what they are leaning into. Again, the gambling side of it and the loot box side and the actually being exploited side, that is difficult to break for a lot of people, but we all are aware of this now. And also, side note to the gamers being responsible for this, now more than ever is trend-based gaming. There's a lot of people that play games because it is popular to play them, not even because they enjoy playing. Part of it is our fault. This is where we're kind of part of it because we're content creators and streamers. We perpetuate this issue where there's like a certain attention to certain games. And a lot of times you'll get streamers, maybe not us, but they won't play a game unless they're paid to play it, or they won't play a game because they know they won't get viewership for it. And that is also part of the problem. I'm not saying there's a big single solution to it, but self-awareness is something that's easy to forget in a larger statistical average of population size, right? You look at a large thing like, oh, it's a piece of the pie. What I do doesn't matter, but it does. It always does. The individual matters and your actions as an individual matter, and especially our actions as influencers matter, because even though I don't like the word influencer, there's no denying that what we do is influential to people that watch us, and they will play the games that we play, and they will copy the behavior that we exude, and they will do what we do. And there are some bad examples of people who do gaming content that are just shit people, and they're just terrible. And like,
Names?
huh?
Wanna drop some names?
Wayne Barnes, Lord Minion 77.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Oof. No, I'm just saying, like, individual responsibility in the gaming world is something that is dismissed out of hand.
Content creators and stuff's a whole other ball game, because like playing games, so just with the trends, like whenever you're making content, it's your job, it's hard not to, right? Because you have to jump on trends to get views, or you have to start trends or whatever else. But the influence side of like people playing games only for trends, I've kind of always wondered about that to some extent, because like Lethal Company, I'll actually play Lethal Company for fun, just with friends. Like we'll get together, we'll play Lethal Company, we just have a good time with it. Some games like Phasmophobia, I still play Phasmophobia from time to time on stream or like for YouTube videos. I enjoy playing it for content. That's not a game I really want to play outside of making content for it. I don't really like being scared unless it's with friends and typically viewers. I just don't care for being scared all that much. But Phasmophobia is a game I'm kind of surprised. It still gets updates, still gets love. I think it's popular, people play it, people stream it, people make videos on it, and that's fine. But there are just certain games like that to me, in my mind, are like, these are good content making games, but are people buying these games to play them themselves? Like maybe some people, clearly they are, some people enjoy playing it, but like, it's not a game I would play for fun, outside of the fact that I think it's a great content game. It's fun to play that with friends and viewers and stuff. And that's not meant to be a knock on Phasmophobia or anything specifically. It's just one of those things where there's games like that where it's like, do people really play some games outside of just making content on them? And obviously, content creators themselves don't. I'm not talking about them specifically, but like viewers, it's like people out there play Phasmophobia and don't make content on it. Like you actually enjoy it, or certain games and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm fortunate. Like I think we're fortunate that we're in a position where we don't have to play the trend game. I did. You know, there was a time period, 2014, 2015, whatever. I remember Rust, 7 Days to Die. I was playing those before they got super popular, but even when they were getting popular, I was like, oh boy, more Rust, more 7 Days to Die. I like these games, but also they're popular. It's great for me. What a great trend to be on. There is a game to be played there, especially whenever you're struggling paycheck to paycheck kind of stuff with your job and ups and downs. We've all been there again.
Not me.
Never?
I've never been there. Always up. You should try it. Just don't go down.
One day. I have to look down at the peons beneath.
Just don't look it down either. Just start pissing. That's all I do.
Well, it's just an interesting conversation. Your point, what is it? I wrote down stuff. Pre-orders, Legendary Edition, Deluxe Edition, the Gotcha style stuff, Battle Passes, Early Access, all those things people pay extra money for, and a lot of games that just never get finished. You pay for all that stuff, and then the game flops, and you're just out of the money.
Can I ask a question? Is that where the word peons comes from? Because those are the ones that you pee on. They are the peons. Is that where that comes from?
I'm glad you asked this. My minor was in linguistic studies. Yes, 100%. This is the... And my minor was in linguistic studies. Yes, 100%. This is the origination.
Because it never occurred to me, but that just is perfect. It is. They're the ones that you pee on them.
Doing a very rough Google search, it looks like it's more based on Latin-based language, Spanish and Latin and French words that basically go with head, which is foot. It's like foot soldier. Peons are foot soldiers.
Well, your dumb Google AI doesn't know what the hell it's talking about. I'm asking the real AI connected to the military equipment.
I wish it. I was really hoping it would be like, yes, because kings used to pee on their subjects from their high castle walls. I was hoping that would be the truth.
No.
Its distractible root is yes, pee on. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring truth to our podcast. We can go back to peddling bullshit.
But we're talking about what's wrong with video games. They're too complicated. It's too many pixels. When I was a kid, if you were a good counter, you could count the number of polygons on the screen at any given moment. There was X number of polygons, and X was a number you could count to in a reasonable amount of time. No, honestly, it's not, I don't think this is a problem with games. I do feel bad for developers. The world of releasing a game now, in terms of what it's going to be played on, hardware-wise, is just gotta be a fucking nightmare. 10, 15 years ago, when we were younger people, there were still a lot of things. There were a lot of different devices, and there were different configurations of computers. You would have different cards together, and there's just even more now. And it's so complex. I can't imagine how some people, especially small studios, put something out that works on your computer, my computer, someone's computer, which is 10 years older than ours. It's not a problem. There's not really a solution to it, but I do think the more complicated tech gets, and computers get, and you have Steam Decks, and you have the Asus Rogue Ally type things, and you have, and mobile gaming is the biggest sector, I think, in the gaming market. There's just all this shit. I get why it's hard to make a game work across all kinds of different devices. I don't think there's an excuse for games like Battlefield having such terrible server support that you can't even play a match without like teleporting around and falling out of the earth, and like that's a different thing, because they chose that. They run their software on their servers, and they're AAA company. They can manage that. I do think it must be tough. I feel like I'm not answering the brief at all. It's not a problem with gaming, but it must be really tough for smaller developers to deal with the infinite number of combinations of shit that your game may or may not be playable on, and that's your responsibility.
Well, that's fair. Permission to hijack the podcast. I don't know how I forgot to talk about something that is going to be the next thing people meme about me for probably months.
Do we know about this? Is this new?
I bought something.
What did you buy, Mark?
Have you heard of Brazzy?
Is that magazine for bras?
No, don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. All right. So this substance. To try to obtain this substance, my plan was to go on the Nigeria subreddit, try to befriend someone, and see if they could purchase me the oobly fruit. The oobly fruit is a native to West Africa, some parts of Central Africa, and it is a sweet-tasting fruit that is not for sale in America in any way, shape, or form.
Because it's dangerous? Illegal? Issues? There's a reason for this, or
just not for sale? Just not for sale.
Okay.
In this fruit is a substance that has been named Brazzy because I told you this is worth hijacking the phone for. I can't believe I haven't talked about this. It's from the plant Pentadiplandra braziana phyla. This fruit from this plant contains a substance that has been named brazine, which is a sweet protein.
That sounds weird.
I know, right? It's super weird. A sweet protein that they say, let me pull up the article for brazine. It's found in the extracellular region of the pulp tissue surrounding the seed, with pentadin discovered in 1989. Brazine is a second sweet-tasting protein discovered within the oobly fruit. Like other sweet proteins, it is extremely sweet compared to commonly used sweeteners, 500 to 2,000 times sweeter than sucrose. The fruit tastes sweets to humans and monkeys and bonobos, but gorillas have mutations in their sweetness receptors, so they do not find brazine sweet and are not known to eat the fruit. Just so you know. So I went on a hunt to buy brazine because it's one of the only heat-tolerable sweet proteins in existence. So you can bake with it, right? So you can make sweet cookies out of a protein that is sweet. It blows my mind.
Is brazine the actual name of the protein? Because I did look it up after you've been talking, and I'm seeing pentadin is the sweet-tasting protein?
There's two. So there's pentadin and brazine is, well, maybe, I don't know, I barely looked this up before I started trying to befriend people in Nigeria, but I barely looked it up and I was like, wow. So I bought a kilogram of it.
Oh my god.
Because I was the smallest.
Jesus Christ. You bought a key of brazine? Dude.
I bought a key of brazine.
You got a kilo.
Dude, that's enough to distribute.
I bought it. That's a felony, man. Felony.
You're gonna get arrested for trafficking, man. Jesus Christ. Trafficking with intent to distribute. God.
A kilogram costs $278.
Brazine is a sweet-tasting pre.
It's a sweet-tasting pre, yeah, it is. But it's like, my brain doesn't comprehend that because even artificial sweeteners, they're not proteins. They're just like, chemicals that taste kind of sweet. But, this is a protein, so it actually has calories. It's just that it's sweet. It's weird to me. So I bought it.
Did you get it yet?
No, it's shipping from China, the fruit from Africa. For the tariffs coming, man, or else that really super expensive.
It's just a cube, a block that shows up of compressed white powder. It says talcum powder on it, scratched it. Yeah, Brazine, whatever.
They got a no questions from the FDA confirming the protein is safe for use in food and beverages. So why isn't it in the USA? I don't know. That was just March of this year, but apparently it's FDA approved.
Introducing Venmo Stash, a new rewards program from Venmo. Earn up to 5% always on cash back. You go to brand. You can swap them out every 30 days. It's simple. The more you do, the more you get. Start earning with Stash.
I thought eating healthier in 2026 meant giving things up. Then I tried HelloFresh. I'm not restricting anything. I'm just getting more protein, more fiber from real veggies, and meals I actually enjoy making.
Apparently it's FDA approved.
Anyway, if anyone is listening from a country that grows the oobly fruit,
oh, for fuck's sake, man, that's what this is about.
Mark's just leveraging our show to get people to buy him things.
When you wreck your car driving 30 miles to get the oobly plant, let him know about your bumper buster. That's not what it is. So you can come on this podcast and give him his goddamn product.
No. I'm just curious. Aren't you guys curious about it?
I mean, as a diabetic person, I would be insanely curious about it. I'm surprised I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, because there's a brand that makes some chocolate about it with it, but those are also expensive. So I was just like, I wonder what it would taste like if I could get some.
This is a ridiculously outlandish thing to do. But $300 for a kilogram of this stuff, if it's a usable product, that's not actually terrible. Or something that is low, is an artificial sweetener, low glycemic response, and gives you protein when you consume it. Like, I have no idea. It's probably gross or something. Like, it probably tastes like sweet steak or something confusing. But
no, people say it tastes just like sugar.
That's crazy.
A kilogram of normal protein is between $20 and $30.
For a rare thing, I think it'll probably come down in price. I'm sure that it'll become more common now that it's been said, and I know that there's probably people that are trying to grow the fruit over here, but I'm like, hey, send me the seeds, I'll grow them. We'll start an oobly.
Mark's gonna start a grow house with the solar panels.
The police are gonna pull up. You got your pot plants out front that are legal now in those states. You're gonna come inside, bust down the door, open up your closet. The halogen lights are on full display of your oobly plants.
My mustache, my beard is white everywhere. Like, oh,
people that are naked with like the mask on, just like rolling up your protein for it.
That's ridiculous. So it literally has no glycemic effect, meaning it doesn't raise your blood sugar at all. It literally is the effect of eating protein but getting the sweetness.
And that's why, because like right now, I think that's how I discovered, because I'm doing a mostly protein diet. So I was like, I wonder what kind of sweeteners there are. Found this. I'm all about it. Give me that shit. Bought it. Paid for it.
Can't speak to the veracity here, but apparently you can buy seeds for the oobly plant. And I have a website, rarepalmseeds.com. Yeah, my lovely, when you Google something now and like the AI overview thing gives you info, I don't know how much I trust it, but they told me that.
It's out of stock.
Oh, yeah, it is. Beautiful out of stock.
Beautiful. Oh, the product code. That's the product code.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, it's a product code.
You're on the wrong side of the table, but okay.
It's a product code.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know why it was like beautiful that it was out of stock. I was really confused. It's just like maybe they're really happy they're out of stock.
We're running out of combinations of letters. What do we call it, man? I don't know. Is that one taken? How many Y's are in that?
Oh, man. Anyway, so Bob, you get it. Like, this could be really cool.
I'm assuming there are reasons that this is not blown up immediately, but also this would be the hunt for sweeteners that do not actually affect your blood sugar is fascinating because there was one that was, I think it's called erythritol. Very promising. Except one of the warnings is don't consume it because it'll cause you to have strokes. It's not a high chance of having a stroke, but I literally, I think it was like a sports drink, that a new version of a sports drink came out that was like the zero sugar version, and I was like, oh, this is the most delicious one I've had. I drank the whole thing, and then I was like, what is that? Erythritol? Oh, strokes. Oh, I should probably not consume a lot of that or any more ever, I guess.
Is that the one that also dogs can't have because they'll die?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Is all the artificial sweeteners have either they have a downside or they taste weird. And it's like, yeah, you can deal with that. And also baking. The fact that the Brazine is heat stable is a big deal because it's really difficult to get the baking outcomes that you want with most, in general, current sugar substitute things. Even they make ones for baking that mediumly work. And the protein still is going to be funky because you're substituting sugar, which is hydroscopic and has its own qualities in the baking process, for a protein, but at least it's stable, so you can do other things to... Anyway, it's interesting. I'm surprised I haven't heard about this. This is something that I tend to pay attention to, things like this. So.
How's the plant pronounced? Is it Weebly?
Oobly, O-U-B-L-I is what I see.
I'm hoping it's Weebly so I can make my Weebly board joke, which is like a Ouija board, but if it's not, then forget it.
Make it anyway, just in case. You might be right.
I just did. I hope it was funny. I was like, yeah, looking at this, the entire plant's very useful. You have the protein that you can use to have like the sugar, and even the outside of the fruits used to make Weebly boards for ghost hunting. You know, now I was like, let's try not to pronounce Weebly, so I better just ruin the joke ahead of time.
Look, I crocheted the cutest little plushie for my fur baby. Recently, I discovered this amazing crochet.
You know, now I was like, let's try not to pronounce Weebly, so I better just ruin the joke ahead of time.
If you hadn't explained it, that would have totally worked.
Well, I think we've been saying Obly, but for some reason my brain, I saw the O, I was like, Ouija board!
Anyway, anyone in a country that grows the Weebly fruit, give us that.
I was watching our Spotify Wrapped, and we have been viewed in 165 countries, I think it was.
Someone's got to have access to some of that.
There's a good chance one of those has an Oobly, Owbly, Wobbly, Weebly.
Let's cover all of that.
Or Pecadin. Peckerdick? What is it called?
Pentadin and Brazine are both in the Oobly brand. They're from that plant. Both of those apparently are from. I gotta buy some Pentadin.
Yeah, apparently this is one great fruit. We need to get those seeds. Nobody go to that website and buy seeds so Mark can get some.
Just crashed rarepalmseeds.com. Everyone was just like, oh, okay, let's go see if Wibbly seeds are in stock for Mark.
And people can see the pepper, beautiful, out of stock.
Do you have the pepper fruit?
So that's what's wrong with video games.
Hey, we got to the bottom of it, everybody.
Not enough sweet protein.
Not enough good sugary proteins in video games.
Need more Studio Ghibli fruit.
You gotta go to where's West African
country of West Africa.
First isolated by the University of Wisconsin. So apparently Wisconsin's down in West Africa taking all the oobly.
Go Badgers!
Actually, no. Fuck them.
Oh. Who Badger what? Football? Basketball or something?
Yeah, they stole the UC's coach.
Oh, right.
Anytime someone coaches our coach, I root nothing but the worst for them. And they're having a really bad season, so I feel vindicated. Like Brian Kelly, I'll never root for that man again after he left us.
You gotta really be a roach to go for the coach poach.
It never works out either. People leave UC after having great years, and they collapse elsewhere they go. Even though Brian Kelly had a pretty good tenure at Notre Dame. Like, never won a championship. Could have done.
Definitely wouldn't have.
We were the only non-conference to make the playoff. It was only 14. Anyway, no one watching cares about my point.
I care.
No one cares.
Okay.
Mark, you're slightly making up for that lost point from using our viewers for products again.
Yeah, you're right.
But if it works,
I mean, hey, what's the point when you get what you want?
I'll split that kilo 3 ways, guys.
Yeah, listen, Mark. If you get some seeds smuggled in,
They go straight upstairs to your house.
I will go in on you.
Are they gonna make something better?
That's
That's what's wrong with the government, man. They're sitting on all of our movie seats. Use them for themselves. Alright, man. Anything else about video games y'all want to talk about? We can just wrap this one up. We got some pretty good stuff in here.
Is it relevant at all that, I know the bit is that we're getting older, but I think we're starting to actually age out of the market that they really target those video games at in terms of like product stuff. Are we just too old to like all the new things that are coming out? Is that the problem? Because I feel like we're like maybe on the fringe of it. Maybe we're not out of it, but I feel like 18 to 34 is the age range that I would imagine they're really trying to get involved and engaged with the gaming stuff.
The average age of a video gamer is apparently 35, so apparently it's right where we're at.
Oh, okay, maybe that's not it.
I imagine the age range is going up because it's not like people who play games, gaming habits are, well, they're probably less because they have more responsibilities and other things to do, but they still love it and they have more money now. So there's, well, usually when you're growing older, you're usually earning a bit more, so you have more disposable income. Now that's in an ideal world. In the world that we live in, a little bit different, but so they probably are still targeting. Sweet.
I don't know what this is. I don't know who gathered this data or how accurate it is, but
The government! Sorry.
according to this, in 2021, the age distribution of U.S. gamers, U.S. only, 20% were under the age of 18, 38% were between 18 and 34, 14% 35 to 44, 12, 45 to 54, 9, 55 to 64, 7, 65 years old.
I'm not a big math guy, but there's just no chance that breakdown gives you an average age of 35 years old for the average video gamer.
Yeah, maybe they went with median for the average. I don't know.
I do think our generation, because we're kind of in the millennials, we are still like one of the bigger generations in terms of gross number of people. So maybe that's why we're still prominent in terms of the age. But yeah, that's skewed much younger than the average being 35.
58% or 34 or younger, but maybe they're on the higher end of like the 18 to 34, and therefore the other 42 adds up to like, I don't know.
Like I said, I'm not a big math guy, so
I guess like 80 years old also bumps up the range, like 0 to 35. 80 is a bit higher on the end than 0 is from 35. Or that fucked it was a little bit. All those 100-year-old gamers out there.
Who knows? I'm not saying that's a problem. I was just asking a question.
That was a good question. I had to look it up because I mean it's possible we're not the ones being marketed to.
Eventually, that's going to be the case. Eventually, we're going to be the old people yelling at clouds, and everything is going to be made for people much younger than us. But maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we're still relevant.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a good idea, Sonny.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap all this one up then, I think. Good show, good hijacking, good small talk.
Is this the same episode that we talked about underwear and socks in?
Yep.
Man, what a journey.
We have been. My episodes are always so focused and just, on the money. Never wander. But this is a show called Distractable.
So you're really not living up to the name, man. You gotta unfocus. You gotta lock out.
You need to leave us some room to explore here. Give us some space.
Yeah, I'm just here, dude. Mark, for no particular reason, I'm going to read your points first.
I've lost all hope.
You've got points for old underwear opinion, OpenAI killer robots, segue, story first, game second is wrong, gamers themselves, friend-based gaming. I put the whole, money, pre-orders, legendary edition, all that stuff, and all that as a point. Crazy? Question mark? On a kilo, and you lost a point for using our viewers again. I got 4 points.
Gotta lose to Wade.
2 that are just points, and then kicking it like legends. Bob, you got points for warm pube, which I don't think is their parts. Warm parts.
Warm pube works.
Normal dick, mocking mark, socks, ology, business, I'll ever copy Fortnite. Too complicated. Tech disparity. We aren't the target anymore. Now if I said peon, peon.
Get ready to raid. Your champions do great things. Slay calls and success. Follow real players and discover new fate-changing skills. Lead your team to glory in Raid Shadow.
Disparity. We aren't the target anymore. Now if I said peon, peon. Bob, you got
Just do it straight, man. Tell us losses.
9 points.
Oh, that's not a good number. That's too low.
Mark,
Oh boy.
you You had 11 minus 1, so you end up with 10.
What? How do you finally? You just hosted an episode. I know, but I'm like, Thanos, give me this. You know how he did? You remember that?
I'm like the Hulk when he tries to use the gauntlet, and I'm all fail. And then I eat tacos. Then I have tacos.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I came in third today. That's not bad.
For you, that's great.
Yeah. Wait. Loser speech?
Oh, that's me. If I get some good sock recommendations out of this, it's worth losing. And if anyone hooks us up with the oodly fruit, what's it called? Weebly fruits, seeds, that would be doubly worth it. Because I need, you know what I need to try? Try some Bronson. I need to see for myself.
I should have just nixed the whole video game thing and turned this into our Christmas wish list from our viewers.
If anyone has any phone case recommendations you think are out there, toss those out too. But we've covered that.
Is it the new phone? Did you get the new one?
No, I have an iPhone 15 Pro. It's not the new one.
I thought you liked your case for that.
I have 8 cases currently for this phone.
I thought you probably told me you really liked.
I keep finding ones I really like. I'm on the second case I ever bought for this phone right now. I'm running back through the rotation, but it's an addiction, and I can't stop. And I will buy more if you tell me to buy. Put it in the summer. Okay, I lose. Mark's turn.
I look forward to the moment that someone tells me that oogly fruit is not going to make my spleen and testicles explode, but it will taste incredibly sweet before then, and I am willing to take that sacrifice.
As soon as I take my hands off this controller, I'm going to have one mark in the
The
cream.
amino acid profile has everything
I believe forever for another one.
and bryony, which sounds like a fake amino acid.
Did you 5D chess us? Have you been 5D chessing us for a while now? You just offered to have your testicles explode, your arm fall. We just did an episode where we replaced all of your fucking body parts, and now you're like, oh, this might take my body parts. Oh,
Yep. Anyway, some bryony tryptophan, and who needs those anyway? So, really cool protein, almost complete, just like me.
I'm Wade. That's Mark. That's Bob. It's been a fun episode. I hope you all learned something about something today. Find Bob some socks, phone case, and find them both some oobly, whatever it's called. And then for the next one, Mark will host and probably ask you all for some more stuff. Until then, podcast out. Editors, play us out.
I don't think they usually include stuff that happens after the host says podcast out.
I never watched this far, so I don't know.
This might not ever make it. This might just be us. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy other holidays.
Gentle listener, and welcome to the show. This episode, please mark was out for Jubilee creators, not Nintendo, who runs on random. Rated Bob is still siggy, walks and buying unfinished beers, suggests more festives, wealthy ways, rejects evil, and goes into exile, argues with nickels and dimes, and gets it granny. From single sausage orgy to top wolf. Insert topic here. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Distractable. My name is Mark Blair and I'm going to be your host for today. I traveled in for this episode. I made a long, extensive journey to be here because there was a podcast emergency in that we needed to record this podcast. And what podcast is that?
Is it just this distractible stuff? Is this a quiz episode? Hang on. Let me pull up Google.
I'm going to write down this answer. What podcast? Distractable.
What podcast is this?
I'm not going to be fooled again. Yeah, it'll come back up. It'll come back up. End of the episode. This is the podcast where we make up everything as we go, and the hosts change out, and new bullshit comes every week. If you don't like this week's episode, next week's gonna be even better. We do 2 a week. Yeah, we do 2 a week. Some people don't know that.
They probably don't follow us, so they don't get the notifications. If you follow it, they'll tell you.
Yeah, ring that pot. Ring that pot. What are you doing, Spotify? Just click the button.
You're gonna have to like swipe down to get the full video of the episode down a little bit, but you go find that follow button, you'll know anytime we get there. And then we look really good in Spotify's eyes, and then they will give us a lot of money. And that won't benefit you at all.
Yes, it will. You'll know that your lowercase g gods are doing a lot better than they were before.
For every bag of money we get, we'll put a portion of that towards the production value of this show. Right?
But I had no water. Good. Water. Hydrated. Stay hydrated out there.
Bob, do you have water? I have 2 drinks, and neither of them is water, but they're hydrational. They're zero sugar sport drinks. No, doesn't count.
They sound like water.
And sulfide probably sounds a lot like water too, but I don't think you drink that. I think if you got hydrogen sulfide in your mouth, it would not sound like you were drinking water. It might for the first moment, and then you'd be alive like, something like death or something, whatever happens.
What was the movie where there was like, I think it was Spy, and it was like the guy played the tall, goofy guy in the office, drank acid, and as he's dying, just starts melting his like flipping the bird. That's very funny. We stand by everything that we say on this podcast, just like we're going to stand by what Bob and Wade are going to say in this small talk today.
Wait till we get to 6.
First. Listen. All right, man, I feel like I've been saying this forever. I'm still sick. Luckily, I'm doing better, but unluckily, Mandy did way worse this past week. Like, literally multiple nights where she couldn't even sleep because coughing constantly for hours and hours at a time. But beyond the endless misery that Mandy is currently enduring, we had like our first snow, like our first real snow enough in Cincy where it was like stuff was covered and it looked white outside. Like it had snowed before that, but it's always nice that morning.
What is happening right now is we are on this trajectory of this mass awakening.
It's like Christmas. That's lovely. We didn't get any of that here. I think if it snowed where you are, that would be a bad sign in general for the way things are going in the world.
I'll give you a point for being sick, but this will be the last week that counts.
I never want to talk about it again. I feel like I've gotten my sickness out for the next decade. Let's move on with this.
Okay, alright, sounds good. Wade, you sick?
No, I do have to remove my Diablo crown. I love and treasure dearly. I gotta put on my Path of Exile 2 crown.
You mean other Diablo?
Diablo 4 is, they reached a good peak there for a while. I was telling you guys, man, the game's really fun. And it's not necessarily gone like way downhill, but like it kind of at least plateaued and drifted down a tiny bit. Path of Exile, they've been killing it for years. I mean, since like Diablo 3 came out, Path of Exile 1's been killing it. Path of Exile 2 Early Access came out. And the game's going to be free. So you can pay $30, which is a high point for early access for like 6 months or a year, whatever it is. But man, is it fun. Man, is it challenging. Man, do they listen to the community. I was telling you guys before the stream, like, the game has been out less than a week as of us recording this. They've had so many patches and updates, and they had a big old patch after the first weekend. They were like, hey, we've been taking in your feedback. Here's why we're doing this. Here's why we're not doing that. We understand how you feel about this. We'll see what we can do, but we don't want to go overboard, and blah, 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 blah. And just like, I don't know, it's been so refreshing. It's been fun. And it doesn't feel like they're letting their ego get in the way like my first love Diablo sometimes does. And I don't know, I'm just having a really good time with it, and it hurts me because I want to like Diablo more. And Diablo, I think they let out a tweet at just the worst time where they're like, what if we start calling ARPGs Diablo-likes while they were kind of losing the battle? And it's like, it's a bold take right now.
It's just flailing. It's just searching for any attention they can muster.
Yeah, and they got it. I mean, granted, they got it, but I don't know, man. I do love both games, but man, even in early access with half the weapons not in the game, like some of the classes not in the game, bugs and crashes and whatnot, like the early access issues, which I'm not a big fan of early access, let me be clear. I think early access is a bit of an annoying scam, but it's the game, and everyone's got to play it, so that's where we're at. But even in that state, it's good. It's fun. It's challenging. I didn't think I would like it because I'm not big on the Dark Souls feel of like hopelessness walking into a boss fight and just being like, take my sword! 1/1000th of its health bar went down. It hits you once. 3/4 of your health bar went down. That feeling is not usually very good for me, but something, I don't know, something about this works and it feels good.
That's good. I'm glad you found something other than hopeless. I gave you a Diablo 2 point.
Yeah, I didn't break up with Diablo first, so I'm kind of feeling a little scummy. They're both aware of each other, right? Like, I've been honest.
Honest, just not all the way honest.
Honest, I don't think that qualifies as honest.
Honest, just not like...
Just not truthful?
Or... Well, no, they both know what I'm doing.
Honest, but not forthcoming? No, something you mentioned, since this is a gaming podcast, something you mentioned, I'm surprised companies don't do more. And I don't know the full extent, but you said that they acknowledged things that they didn't do, that literally the Path of Exile devs were like, well, this is why we're not doing that, sorry guys. I don't get why more companies don't do that. Blizzard and Diablo 4 team is a little egotistical and they think they know best, but there are lots of companies who do a really good job of addressing the community, and even the good ones will often just, if they're not going to do something that a lot of the community is asking about or asking for, they'll just ignore it, and like they'll be like, we're doing this, and everyone's like, what about this thing we always ask for? If the company, even if they just said, we're not doing that because we don't like that as a thing for our game, and we're just choosing not to do that. We could, but we don't want to. We're making that choice. I feel like people would respect that. And I'm just surprised that companies still haven't learned, or game devs still haven't learned, that the people shouting in your community would be just as happy if you told them no and told them why, as if you did exactly what they thought they wanted you to do. They just want to be heard. And I'm just like, that's not a hard lesson to learn, but companies and game devs will still just like ignore the parts that put blinders on. They're like, we answered your concerns, we're doing this thing, and no, you didn't ask for anything else, right? Okay, just say we don't want to do that, or we can't because we don't have enough money, or whatever. Like, people would respect that, I think.
Honesty and transparency would go a long way. Transparency, rather. Like, I don't want Diablo to be Path of Exile. I want to make that clear. Like, I don't want Diablo to all of a sudden be like, well, we need Dark Souls style combat. I love Diablo's combat the way it is. I think it's fine to have two ARPGs with one being a little bit like just go and be God, and one be a little bit more like you're really the underdog in every fight you get into. Like, I'm fine with both styles. That's not the issue. The issue is when Diablo 4 came out, so many quality of life things that were in 3, even just having like a variety of types of goblins, the portal to the goblin realm, a pet to pick up your gold. They have added that sense, but just like some of the quality of life stuff that was in 3, they're like, nobody wants that. They don't want quality of life. What they want is what came out in 1998. Everyone loved Diablo 2. Let's give them the no quality of life features and a worse Diablo 2. And it's like, no, that's not it either. That wasn't the answer. So quality of life is fine. And even if they missed the mark with what they were originally going for, it just feels like they drew a line in the sand and they were like, this is our game. We're doing what we want with it. And then they're still slowly bringing in all of those things as people are leaving. And it's like, just admit it that you guys missed the mark, and like Bob said, be transparent about it, make some changes, make the right adjustments, and don't feel like Path of Exile, one of the devs I think said something like, we understand that people get burnout. We don't expect you to log in and play our game and only our game every day, 7 days a week. Play our game, have fun with it, do what you do, take a break, come back, that's fine. Whereas a lot of games are designed to be like, you don't want to miss your login bonus because the 100-day streak is this. And it's like, we don't...
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Want to miss your login bonus because the 100-day streak is this. And it's like, we don't want that. Not everything has to be battle pass, don't miss a day, don't miss all your dailies kind of challenges. And it's just refreshing to see someone actually make a game and feel like it's out of passion rather than out of force the bosses to never leave. They only get us.
There's another topic that you said at the very beginning that I want to touch on, where you said $30 sounds kind of high. I'm going to make a very bold statement. That is not a high price for a video game. And I'm not even considering, like, of the scale that this game is. In 1995, a game called Earthbound came out. So you
You guys probably know about it, but some people out there might not. This is a very influential game, made for the Super Nintendo, way back when. It's one that I played a long time ago. You want to know what that game cost when it came out?
In 1995.
At like $100 or something? $69.95, which in today's money is $144.81. That's a lot. If games prices had followed inflation like they probably should have, given that the development team for that game was significantly smaller than the development teams for games today. The reason that we have all these battle passes and malicious practices because the consumers balked at any price increase beyond even 69 was probably pretty high, but then prices went down because people were like, for $50, and then every single nudge up after that was fought tooth and nail. And I'm not blaming anyone for this, but I am coming out swinging by saying $30 for a game is not a lot of money.
I will agree with you. The only reason I said it was a high price is because this is a free-to-play game that has a $30 price just to play it early.
I still think that's not terrible.
And 30 is the cheap one. It's 30, 60, and 100 are the three prices for the 3 early access packs.
Oh yeah, 100 would be kind of a lot for early access for a free game.
But I agree with you. I think games would cost more. Like, obviously, we're in a position of 1, we get to write off games on our taxes. 2, it's our job. 3, we can afford to play these games. So we have a lot of things going for us as far as paying for them. But I agree that games have not gone up much in price as to what they should. It's just a little weird to pay $30 to basically be a beta tester for a game that will come out and be free. Because most of their monetization in Path of Exile, all of it, isn't even for pay-to-win stuff. It's quality of life stuff, like having some stash tabs that have different organization. That's like the big one as far as I know. And then the rest of it's purely cosmetic stuff. And that's been their monetary model that's done very well for them apparently over the years because they've continued it even into Path of Exile 2.
Absolutely. It's all distractions and smoke screens.
I like your argument, Mark, but I think that comes... I think there's a caveat to what you're saying that I would require in order to agree with it.
Okay, all right.
And that would be, I would happily pay $80, $100, maybe more, depending on the game, for a game, if that meant I got the whole game and it was supported and like done. And it's a common talking point these days where people complain about companies just crap out something and expect to finish it after it's released. The other thing I don't care for that I think would make the pricing hard to bear is that, like my example, and it's all different now, but Destiny 2. When Destiny 2 came out, I was like, okay, it's an expensive, it's a full AAA game. It's like a $60 game, plus it's like $100 if you want to buy the first however many seasons of expansions or whatever, however they called it. But even if you bought the most expensive version of Destiny 2, you didn't get even everything in the first phase of life of that game. You still had to shell out for whatever the next DLC after the ones that you got with your original pack. And I get it takes money. They've made a ton of content for Destiny 2. It's become a whole other game. It's free to play now. It's a whole thing. But I have no reason to think, oh, if I spend $100 on this game, that means that'll be the full price I pay for it. It won't be. There will be a DLC. So they'll do something where it's like, well, if you want all of the content for this game, you also have to buy this. So if it was a world where buying the game that you own the game, and maybe if that means they make less DLC and they move on once they're done, but I still only have to pay the first price, I'm totally into that. And I think that would be more than fair. But it's all the combination of what happened with the prices and now all the malicious tactics the companies use to keep extracting money from players. It's like, it had to be a different universe, which you're arguing it should be, but I would live in that universe happily.
Here's a good example of that actually happening properly, because Amy started playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Now, if you know about that, it had an end of life, no longer going to make updates for the game. So what they did is they said, this is Pocket Camp Complete. It's $10. You get everything that has ever happened in the game, all for $10. And I'm not sure if it used to be a free-to-play game or whatnot. Or
it was. It was my mother-in-law's favorite video game in the world. It was very sad when they shut it down.
Yes, and so it used to have in-app purchases and stuff like that, but now it's just everything is unlocked. You can go through the entire game all in one go because they were like, we're not going to support it anymore, so here you go. And honestly, it's a better game this way. And I know it took time to develop things, so in a weird way, like this is a pseudo early access where they like filter content over time. It's just all how you package it. That's marketing. But now that it's $10 and everything is there, it's a fantastic game.
Now I can leave.
That's a bargain for what this game can offer you if you're a really big fan of that type of game. So yeah, there's definitely ways that it could be done, but a complete game, so much more valuable than any other.
I want to offer up this nugget as well. It's hard to get a physical copy of a game that exists forever now. And there are times where you buy a game and you're at the mercy of whatever platform you bought it on. One, continue to exist, and two, continue to have the game on there.
Like Destiny.
You know, if you're going to put tons of money toward a game, and then like maybe after 2 years, for whatever reason, it disappears off of a platform, or even 20 years, it's like, I want to go back and play this game I bought 20 years ago. I paid full price for it. Oh, that launcher no longer exists, or that game is no longer on Steam, or whatever have you. That's another sad, scary thing about it. Is like I've got my Sega games bought, where I can go and pop in Lion King into a Sega Genesis at any time. But over the years, there are games that I'm sure we've added to our libraries. I can't name a specific example, but the other day I was going to record. Do you guys know the game Granny? It's like a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So there was a Granny Together, like a multiplayer Granny game. And we all thought it was from the depths of Granny. I don't remember if it cost money, if it was free. Apparently it wasn't. I think someone like took Granny and modded it and then like put it on Steam. It might have been free. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to pick it up, but a group was wanting to record it, and I went to go get it on Steam, and it was gone. Did not exist. And one of our friends had it. I don't remember if it was still in their library or also gone. The point being is like that one's a little bit like a shady, who knows what was going on thing. But in general, that can happen where you can buy a game for whatever price, and then it can just.
If you really want to learn crochet but don't know where to start, I recommend this super cool app called Yarn Now. It teaches you both crocheting and knitting with plenty.
It's a little bit like a shady, who knows what was going on thing, but in general, that can happen where you can buy a game for whatever price, and then it can just vanish because you don't have a physical way of accessing it.
This is why emulation is so important, and allowing emulation to occur and keeping and collecting of ROMs, especially when something becomes abandonware, which is just like a software that is so old that no one really wants to maintain it. And they kind of waive them. If they're not supporting it, they're not expecting to make any money off of it. So it's like those old types of games. Emulation is a huge, huge thing, and that's just from passionate people that are making things. And I think it's better for the gaming companies to allow stuff like that to happen, especially for older catalogs. Because if they're not going to put it on their store and have in like modern hardware be able to emulate the older stuff, then why are they worried about anyone else emulating it? They're not trying to make money off of it. Other people are just doing this for the passion, and just because and it's free for everyone else, so no one's paying for those.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Interesting tidbit. I talked about this recently with some other people on the live stream or something. But recently, there was a ruling by the U.S. Copyright Office that denied a proposal to an exemption from DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, that would have allowed libraries and archives, such as the Video Game History Foundation, to lend out ROMs of like abandoned media, abandoned video games in particular. There are exceptions that allow for things like that to exist for like historical purposes and archival purposes. And the Copyright Office specifically ruled video games don't deserve that exception. There were several, one at least, I think a couple online libraries where you could go and get ROMs of old games that you really can't even buy if you want to anymore. You can't do that anymore. They're shutting that down. So it was a big cut against preservation of media, because abandoned media and lost media is a huge problem in the world of video games, as it is in music, movies, TV. But like video games is a relatively young media, and there are way less people who are concerned about preserving it at this point still. There are a lot of preservation efforts for old film reels and old music and forms of media and all that sort of stuff, because just older have had more time to develop that. There are currently games that are just falling off out of existence because you can't find physical copies. They're getting old and destroyed, and the number of organizations trying to preserve ROMs and their ability to share them with anyone is not substantial enough to prevent things from just being lost to time.
This is why people's right to privacy and whatever they want to do in their own homes is so important. You know, the adage of like, oh, if you got nothing to hide, what are you afraid of? But in reality, there are certain things no one can stop you. If in the privacy of your own home, if you want to have and collect ROMs of these games and stuff like that, no one can stop you if you want to share it with a friend. It's just when it gets to the point of like distributing on a larger level, people really are like, oh, wait, hold on there. But, I don't know.
I love the visual of like, they must be doing drug deals. There's a line of people outside this guy's house.
You want scrubs. You want to play like...
And this is hypocrisy too on Nintendo's part, because didn't they discover on some Nintendo event that one of their gaming stations where they had like even like I think it was relatively modern stuff, they were using an emulator with ROMs of their own games in the public display where you could go up and play games wherever it was. It's like you're using the emulators that people put hard work into for your own benefit. So what's the deal?
Well, they made the emulators play their games, therefore they're their emulators. You know, the transitive property.
I mean, that actually is the... And they win. They win a lot. They win almost all the time. And I think Nintendo's like 13-0 for lawsuits on this kind of stuff.
I can't believe the $10 attorney I could afford can't beat their team with $13 billion attorney.
It's also because they'll drag you to Japan and do the court case in there, and Japan is very strict.
I would drown. That's a long drag.
They're dragging you very fast, so you actually stay kind of bounce on the ocean.
It's like water skiing. It's very fun until you get there. Then you're in court in water skis in your wetsuit. It's terrible. It's terrible luck. It's part of the strategy.
My lawyer doesn't do international law.
All right, so the topic, we're going to move on to that. No one got the segue point. Oh, wait, yes, you did. You got it. Oh, I'm giving a point to the people at home for the segue point of today. In that, if you thought at home that this wasn't going anywhere, you were wrong. Because I don't have an idea for this episode today. I got nothing. These shit hosts that doesn't have nothing. All of you doubters out there, probably the listeners, if we're being perfectly honest about this.
It's definitely them, yeah.
It's definitely the listeners. All of you doubted me, and you're absolutely right. So the listeners get 1 point. And let me tell you, if the listeners end up winning this podcast, we have to delete it. I'm making that rule right now.
That's tricky. Can we keep making more, or do we have to delete it and stop?
We could pirate it. Someone could make an emulator for this podcast and then pirate the ROMs.
An emulator of a video player? I think they have those.
I don't think so. I think that's not true.
For legal reasons, you might not be able to. For anecdotal reasons, go for it.
Okay, so there were some things that I wanted to talk about, but it was more like random things that I was trying to get into.
I think that's allowed.
One of the things that I've been interested more and more in, and what probably is, I think we talked about it in the previous episode, was 3D printing, and I was just like wanting to talk about, hey, I've learned a bit about 3D printing, but there's nothing substantial that I could possibly talk about. The Game Awards are occurring right now as we're speaking this, and there was some hype that Half-Life 3 was going to be announced there. There was other hype about like Elder Scrolls 6. I've never watched the Game Awards.
Oh, thank God! I thought it was just me.
I've never watched it either.
Okay, good. Can we talk openly and encourage everyone to leave comments and talk openly about how little we actually give a shit about the Game Awards in the nicest way possible? I appreciate that it's a nice industry event, and it seems like it's very well put on. Jeffrey, what's his name, seems very congenial as far as I've ever seen him online. As much as I don't give a single shit about the Oscars, except for that 5-minute clip where Will Smith slaps Chris Rock and it's very awkward, I could not be bothered to watch the Game Awards for even a moment, ever. Have you guys ever sat and watched any of the...
No, but you know, they I don't know what the deal is. I'm sure money changes hands somewhere here, but game companies are using the Game Awards as a platform now to announce like their games and updates and DLCs and stuff.
Well, E3 doesn't exist now, so the Game Awards is the new hotness for dropping trailers and whatnot.
Why? That doesn't make sense. Like, I get it's a gaming event, it's a gaming trailer. An awards show should focus on the awards. I still don't care about it, but like that's what it should focus on.
I'm gonna give you a naive point for this. Naive.
Everything is just so fucking greedy.
Greedy? Wait, what about that is greedy?
6-figure job in tech. That's crazy. I need a raise.
It's just so fucking greedy.
Greedy? Wait, what about that is greedy?
Because it's not about like, well, this will be cool. The viewers will love when we bundle these together. No, it's about getting eyes on one or the other that don't necessarily want them so that more money can change hands. That's why they do it.
So, not everyone's excited about everything. I think if Half-Life 3 was announced at the Game Awards, even gamers who don't give a shit about Half-Life would probably be moderately excited about that, just because of the memes. I think there is legitimate community excitement around, like, ooh, what's gonna come? What are they gonna announce at the Game Awards? Is it gonna be the new Morrowind game? Is it gonna be whatever? There's rumors. It is exciting. It is also a business, but people are excited about that, just not me.
But they could also have an event called the Game Announcement Presentation, and then that could be the exciting.
But that's not a whole event. Who's going to that? It's got to be awards.
People that are excited about the game announcements and not the awards? I don't know.
I think if you're excited about one, there's a decent chance you're excited about the other. Because I'm not excited about one or the other. As I assume it goes the other. I'm on the one end, and there's another end of the scale where both of those are very cool for you, for whomever.
I suppose, but like, I don't. It's just like whenever you're watching the Super Bowl, they're like, stay tuned at halftime for the Desperate Housewives trailer. And it's like, that's cool that that's happening. Also, I'm here for Super Bowl and/or funny commercials, not show trailers for your TV station. But it's your TV station, makes sense. Go for it.
Well, but the Super Bowl halftime show, that's not part of the Super Bowl if you're talking about it as a football game. But that's a thing
Yes,
that
it
is
is.
as publicized as all
Yes,
the rest
it
of it,
is.
and everyone's like, who's performing? Who's the
You know how many people decided to start watching football, because they started liking Super Bowl halftime shows and all that. You don't know a lick about football, or sit there and watch it anyway.
Like things. How many points is that worth?
We know he doesn't like things. There's no points for that because we talked about every single one. But I will say the thing about the Game Awards that I do appreciate is that there are no other platforms. There is nothing for it. And everyone knows award shows are money grabs. That's why people want to make them. That's why they exist in the first place. I don't like awards, but I do appreciate that there still is some place, because pomp and circumstance I think is dumb. I think in general terms is dumb. But gaming does not have any legitimacy as an art form outside of these events.
Just feel like I feel better
Pomp and circumstance way, because money draws attention from other people that want to take it seriously. And so I believe that gaming is like a very legitimate art form in terms of storytelling and experience, and there's still to this day, you see tweets all the time where it's like, I can't believe a grown man plays video games. This guy's like in his 30s and still plays video games.
The average age of a gamer is like 35 or something now.
Yeah, exactly. And so legitimizing it in a way, even if it's a money grab and I don't want to watch it, I still appreciate that it exists and that it's taken, it has a certain amount of prestige to the event itself. And I think that's overall, it's not a big jump, but it's a net positive for gaming.
I've never thought about this, but you just made this connection for me, Mark. There are game conventions, and the Game Awards is a thing. I think gaming needs more events, and it's hard to build credibility for this sort of thing, but needs more events that are like film festivals. Because you said gaming doesn't have like other places where it can take itself seriously, and there could be, and I feel like gaming would do great in the format of like a film festival, where it's like games get submitted, they're sort of reviewed, or maybe there's panels, but then there are also awards like at Cannes or at Sundance or whatever, all these film festivals. If a movie wins an award at one of these festivals, that's not the same as winning an Oscar, but that is one of the avenues that films have, where it's like it's building buzz. Maybe it's a smaller film, maybe it's a documentary, which is never going to be like a blockbuster, but that would be a thing where it's like the community can be part of it, right? You can attend. I'm just surprised that's not a thing, because there are huge gaming conventions and they're very fun, but why doesn't PAX like a Fire Festival for game? Yeah, Fire Festival is a great example, thank you. Why doesn't PAX have awards, or maybe they tried that and it didn't work? I feel like that'd be interesting.
Like a best of show kind of thing.
Yeah, like the PAX picks or some kind of award. The end of PAX is an award ceremony, and it's like, these are the coolest games that we had this year. Check it out. And here's 5 game trailers.
We're missing podcast festivals and awards.
Oh, there are. Nobody wants that. There are those things. Nobody wants that.
shit. I think what it comes down to is enough prestige around it, because there is a certain aspirational thing for filmmakers. It's romanticized. It is not exactly what people want it to be, and Hollywood's shine has dulled a long time ago. But still, people look at film festivals with a certain, like, inspirational glamour to it. Whereas, like, a convention, it's an everybody event. Everybody goes there, and some film festivals are like that. But there is still, like, this kind of like, oh, this is a film festival. You have to be really good to be in this one. It doesn't even matter if it's, like, a local one. It's a place where everyone loves status, you know, and they want a hierarchy. But with gaming, it's kind of democratized in a way. It probably won't be forever. Whereas, like, you know, it can still be done by a one-person team, and films can be done by a one-person team, but it's incredibly difficult to do. And so when it comes to like a convention like that, I think what people really enjoy about it is like, here's Joe Schmo's game at booth 297, you know. And I think like there really isn't someone that's going to judge them because they're so diverse, and like it's the scales are so different, and the AAA titles are the only ones that actually go to the award shows because they have money putting behind it, and they want to have the prestige for it. But there's so little prestige to go around that there's not enough for a bunch of film festivals.
Okay, this brand has officially lost it. They're giving away a free bottle of Gota for her to literally everyone. Gota for her. Single women who use this.
But there's so little prestige to go around that there's not enough for a bunch of film festivals to occur. I don't know if I made a solid conclusional point there, but...
No, I mean, obviously it doesn't exist, and I feel like it would if it was a feasible thing, because gaming has become very legitimized in that way in the last, 5 years especially. But like, if it was a thing that should happen, I feel like it would be happening, because there would be money to make in it, honestly, and that would be appealing to whoever. The guy who made the Game Awards would also make the game festival, whatever. So clearly there's a reason it doesn't exist, but it just...
Or it will now. Someone might have had that Leo DiCaprio moment where they're like pointing at the screen right now watching this.
And I get half the profits. Distractible claims.
I being distractible to you.
Well, you get half a point then.
Yeah, the royal I.
Okay, but I'm giving the other half to the listeners, so they're climbing, so just be careful.
I don't love it. Oh, Bob, we gotta stop them.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Viewers, you get nothing, but listeners are something.
Yeah, the viewers are not in this race. And like I said, I don't have a topic this week. I have some stories that, would probably be a ha-ha and a chuckle here and there.
Promise you, if you read one of your stories, it will give me an excellent jumping off point to talk about something that's just fascinating.
Okay.
100% guarantee that's for you. You're welcome.
And I will promise you, no matter what you say, I'll be thinking of Path of Exile right now.
Okay, good. All right.
And Shakira.
Path of Shakira. Shakira of Exile.
Shakira in Exile.
The path don't lie.
VA officials resign after Breitbart report of staff orgy at Tennessee Veterans Hospital. No idea the legitimacy of this, but
VA? What is VA?
Veterans Affairs.
I was thinking Virginia.
The VA is the administration that handles veteran benefits, the VA hospitals, I believe also things like the GI Bill, where they pay for you to go to school, that sort of stuff. They resigned because it was discovered that they had a staff orgy.
Yeah, and again, I don't know about the validity of this story because the source, is not really one to trust very much, but several senior officials at the Mountain Home VA Medical Center have resigned as a sweeping internal investigation and congressional probe into allegations of widespread sexual misconduct intensifies. A bargaining unit by a medical employee at the facility has been accused of engaging, of engaging in sexual relationships with at least 32 female colleagues. What? At once?
Yeah, it's not an orgy unless at least a few of those were all at once, but okay.
The man, whose name has not been disclosed, and several of the women involved reportedly shared details of their encounters on an online forum within a government communication portal meant for VA operations and healthcare discussions. Investigators also uncovered allegations of an orgy involving at least 12 VA employees.
There you go.
Though it remains unclear whether the incident occurred on federal property or off-site. Additionally, 2 employees reportedly admitted of engaging in sexual activity on the grounds of the medical center. Now, most companies of any type would probably have stipulations in your employment contract for, fraternization. Fraternization, that's the term. Yes. And so those are probably enforceable in some way, shape, or form. But then again, you hear about workplace romances all the time because as you're an adult, you have so few places to interact with other people your age or, around there. So, the social interactions you have are limited to often work experiences because we work until we die.
This doesn't say they have any kind of relationship. They just fuck.
That's a good point. What's the definition of fraternization?
I don't actually know that.
I guess they do have to be concerned about, disease or STDs and stuff because you don't want a staph infection.
No, and that can happen. You can have STIs that just rifle on through everybody involved there.
I would love to see the email where it's like, hey Ted, I got the document requested. Also, you come to the orgy tonight? And then the business signature at the bottom.
It feels like the thing that's not being said in that article. Oh, by the way, Mark, fraternization is the act of establishing intimate or familiar relationships between individuals or groups, particularly when those associations are considered inappropriate, unethical, or problematic in specific contexts.
Well, this doesn't seem problematic at all.
But it feels like the higher-ups who resigned as a result of this knew about and or in some way condoned or did nothing to put an end to this happening. It seemed like the one guy was kind of the heart of the problem. Like, he's just a horn dog who can't keep it in his pants in a place of business where he's supposed to be working and not trying to pick up women to sleep with. This guy was like, hey, boss, I totally hooked up with that girl that I was telling you about. And the boss is like, nice. He's so hot. And that's fishy. Feels like they're not saying part of that.
How charismatic is this guy? That's the question.
So you gotta think, he's great at ice breaking, right? Because he's made friendships and more with all of these people. Plus, team bondage activities, this guy's top of the chart.
I can never tell if you do that on purpose or not.
Team bondage? I did, yeah. That was on purpose.
Oh, wait, I just want you to know, I gave you half a point for staph infections, but I gave a half a point to the listeners again because they had to hear it.
Damn it! You gotta be careful with that, man.
Why does that go to them?
Because they had to hear it.
I heard it too.
Bobby, there's only half a point.
There are smaller fractions, I'm just saying, but that's fine.
But it's bigger numbers, and that doesn't make any sense to me, so I can't deal with that.
It is confusing.
Yeah, so it's this guy that's the issue. What if these women couldn't help but be swooned by his riz?
I get that in a workplace, if you were this man's manager and this came to light, you would kind of be like, wow, one, how did I not notice this?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I've always been more things than a fighter. I'm curious why I'm being set up for murder. Only solve this together.
Notice this. And two, that's clearly going to cause some problems. But if everyone who was involved was consenting, there's nothing in here that this was like using a position of authority to inappropriately pressure people to do things, or it sounds like it was consensual between all the people who had who fraternized. It is perhaps unethical and definitely not a thing you want in your organization. It doesn't honestly sound that bad to me. Maybe I'm just a weird freak and I should be more weirded out. It doesn't sound that bad to me.
Does it happen during work or at work?
It didn't say that. It didn't say anything about they did it in patients' rooms or something. It sounds like there's just a bunch of horny people that all work at this place, and this one dude just rizzed out of his fucking mind.
I would read more of the article, but it's one of those articles where please subscribe to be able to know more about this story. So it's it blurs down right after that.
Oh wait, do you know about the 12-foot ladder website, Mark?
The what?
12ft.io. You can put paywalled articles into it, and sometimes it will be able to get you an unpaywalled version of it. It's a 12-foot ladder to get you over that paywall.
That sounds pretty cool, but I like where this quote cuts off because there's a quote at the very bottom of this that I can't read anymore, but it says, quote, "The fact that the culture would even allow this to happen in the first place is absolutely wild, and
So we don't know if they're positive or negative about that.
I know. The guy writing the article was like, "This is crazy, man. I want to go work at the VA. That's wild. And no one over here is trying to have orgies, to tell you that much."
Oh, man. All right, so I'll leave that mystery there. I'll save the 12-foot ladder for later, but I'll give you a point for telling me about that, because that would be very helpful.
It's a good website. It doesn't always work, but it's a good website. When it does work, it's very useful.
Well, I hated that. I'm subscribed to, Apple News on my phone. Yeah, I would use it more if the news app on the phone was in any way actually useful.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm surprised at how bad it is.
Yeah, I paid for it because I'm like, I want to know what the news is. And I'm like, well, as soon as I try to click on an article, it updates, and then I accidentally click on a different one, and then I can't find the article that was just there a second ago.
That happens so much.
Please update. Sure. I look at it because I have just enough time to read the article, be like, ooh, that looks going. It literally so many times I go to visit, it refreshes. It's infuriating.
No, for how good most of Apple's default apps are, especially on iOS, there's a lot of winners where it's like you don't even, on Android you might get a different calendar app or to-do list or something. Apple stuff is by and large pretty good. Has a lot of features. The news app, absolute letdown. And it's been the same since it launched. I go back to it periodically just to be like, should I do this for my news? No, I should not. It's still unusable and it's still stupid. And they think you can read magazines in it for some reason. Who wants that? Anyway, I'm pro orgies at work. Just gonna throw that out.
Okay, who's anti-orgies? Raise your hand.
It's gotta be Wade, I guess. I'm pro.
Do I have to be anti? No, you don't have to be anti. Oh, good. But there was a point if you were.
If you don't mind being a nerd.
I don't want that point. I'd rather stand on my orgy principles. The distractible orgy will commence in 3.
Next episode title, The Orgy.
Hey, we can afford it now. The price of baby oil's gone down. Is that too soon? Too soon for what? What do you mean? You should say, is it too late to make that joke? Because that's not even close to topical anymore.
Is that too soon or too late? It could go either way. All right, next episode's The Orgy. It's agreed.
All right, next episode's The Orgy. All right.
I like how Mark just let me walk away from my guarantee on that last news article. I mean, I did talk.
Oh, yeah, wait, no, hold on. Yeah, what was that?
I could have just said nothing and let that go. It's so fascinating, dude.
I think you got away with it already.
I mean, I talked. I said things. I'm pro-orgy. I took a stance.
But you did say you had an article, and I want to know what it is now.
No, I said it was gonna be a jumping off point, and I was gonna have just a fantastic topic, and it would make the whole episode. I just made a very big promise about how much I was gonna have to say about. I gotta be honest. You delivered an article I wasn't ready for. You threw me off. I wasn't ready for VA because there's a lot of stuff I know about the VA that is very mixed and or negative, and I wasn't ready for orgies, which you'd think I would be ready for in this podcast, but
then we're gonna double it and pass it on to the next person. That doesn't mean you get away with it. That doesn't mean you get it. Who else is here? When I read this next one, which I think will be a short discussion, whoever has the greatest topic in the world after that will get 2 points. Perfect. Okay? All right. Police illegally sell restricted weapons to supply crime. And this is where I'm actually going to use the 12-foot letter because it won't even let me scroll a little bit.
That's all the words you get on that one?
Okay, let's try this. So, this is, again, genius police work occurring in this police station.
Tween. Yeah, it's cracked up now. Here's how New York was. Tween. Oh my gosh. It's times. Well, gosh, I love the kids, but they see us talking. Usually helps me have a good partner. It's so really don't Oof. Spinning. good than some of the other moves that you do. Still pretty good. Please. Scrubbing for 20 extra. Roll that hard. freezing me up again. All at the same time. This camera gotta do something different anyway. Y'all know the drill. Shut it down.